Cheers, Sassy fam. What's up? Today is the first day of the brand new schedule. From now on, from this point forward, Sassy Scorpion Tarot, as we've been discussing, will now be a part-time channel. Sunday and Thursday check-ins from this point forward. And I meant to get a little something, like a little champagne, and cork it for you on camera and just have a little celebratory cheers. I'm just that person, you guys, that I like to take a moment to celebrate the little things, the big things, and all points in between. It's important, you know? Whenever we're discussing big changes, any kind of change really, that suggests it's time. Something is in a, transitional state between this and that. Endings, beginnings, they should all be celebrated, recognized in some way. That's just who I am. So having a little moment with you, regardless or minus of that champagne bottle. Cheers. What is up? What's going on? I am loving my new/old role. The group of folks I'm working with, they're absolutely hilarious, witty, on point, in touch, with what's going on, but great, just stew of personalities. Yes, indeed. Our Lady of Perpetual Long Hair. Oh, how appropriate. Oh, how appropriate for the first check-in for the channel. Yes. Yet, how could it not be? How could it not be sanctioned? It was sanctioned, you guys. We have been blessed by Our Lady of Perpetual Long Hair once more. Now I feel like it's legit. It has been authorized. Right, what are we going to do today? So today, before we start doing the new check-in formats, we're going to do just the traditional, abbreviated version of yours and theirs with some advice cards, oracles, and charms. And then beginning Thursday, we'll start doing expanded check-in stuff. Yeah, but for now, let's keep it simple. Like always, with yours and theirs. That's an energy read between yourself and someone else, right? So take what resonates, leave it does not, reverse those energies as you see fit, more so with yours and theirs. Energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Having said that, your person that I see on this board today may not necessarily be about a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex-type situation. It's whomever's in that dynamic as I'm describing it. So it could be about a family member or a friend. I don't know. It's up to you. Going back to the main point, take what resonates, leave it does not. There you go. Like always, your sign will be timestamped in the description box as well as the comments because I got you. You guys, thank you so much for being part of this channel once more and all your fantastic support. I love where I'm at. I hope that you guys are doing fantastic and awesome where you are as well. Let's get into it. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever day you're seeing this on. I will see you at your sign and I will see you also at the Thursday check-in. Leo, you're up first. What's going on, please? Show me Leo and their person. Show me Leo and their person. What's going on for Leo, please? Oh, there it goes. It's picking up now. Show me Leo, please. Show me Leo and their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. Besides explaining that intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. What's up? Show me Leo. The moon, right away. 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups. That's a lot. We'll talk about it. Hold on. 7 of Swords, King of Wands, Justice. Okay. I'm seeing avoidance a little bit on both sides. 2 of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Page of Pentacles. Overview, the Fool. That's interesting. That's a direct contradiction from what I'm seeing you individually. Spiritually, you're saying you're wide open. Wide open. There's nothing that you can't handle open or be up for discussion. And yet your personal energy suggests, but some things are off limits. The Moon, 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups. What's off limits here is a discussion of disappointment, pain, and regret. You're showing me I'm wide open to suggestions. I'll talk to anybody. I'll open myself up to anything. I'm adventurous. I'm all about new beginnings. Woo! But when I look at you individually, you're like, there's a lot you're keeping to yourself. And I mean a lot. That's a lot of owie. That's a lot of hurt. And for some reason, you're saying I can't discuss any of it, despite your open declaration of, hey, I'm an open book. I'm an open kind of Leo. I just put myself out there, man. It's wild. And yet there's parts of you that you won't allow yourself to access at this time. Most of it involving pain. And there's this sense of, I don't know what to make of it, and I guess it's going to stay that way. You're showing me I don't want to talk about it. I'm uncomfortable with it. I might be an open book, but this is the one thing that's not up for discussion. I want to push back on you on that because I'm concerned. I'm not the only one. Confirmation. So the Moon, 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups. I'm going to push back on that, okay? I want you to be in that free state, and I want you to feel like you are absolutely in that free state. But this big section of you that says, I'm hurt, I'm carrying a lot of pain, and I can't talk about it. We need to have a dialogue with the self first. Okay? By all means, keep secrets. Sometimes we have to selectively choose what we keep to ourselves. Okay? We can't just go around telling everything to everybody all the time. I've met people like that. No. What I'm saying is, by all means, if you need to keep something private, fine, but don't keep it private to you. Have a dialogue with yourself first. Maybe see if that helps shift some of this energy. Okay? 7 of Swords, King of Wands, Justice. You know what's interesting about this person here? In a way, they're reflecting back on you that they understand that there are things that make you uncomfortable. And they're kind of like, if you don't want to talk about it, me neither. So I kind of see them playing off your energy a little bit. They are aware of the fact there are things that you don't want to open up about, that you don't want to discuss. And like, if you don't, neither do I. They're saying that's fair. And I think that's a bit odd. That's a bit of an odd twist. That is a bit of an odd twist. They're like, if there's, hey, that's cool. That's totally cool. If you don't want to discuss it, makes you uncomfortable, that's cool. That's fair in my book. So I'm not quite sure why that is. You know, maybe they have some stuff that they're keeping to themselves and that's why they think it's cool or balanced. It's interesting. It's different. It's not negative. But it's kind of like saying if there's things that you don't want to discuss, well, neither do I. And I'm cool with that. So it's interesting. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what other word there is to use there, except that it's interesting. 2 of Pentacles, the Sun, Page of Pentacles. You know, there's confusion here between these two characters about what constitutes happiness and how to invest in it. It's nothing crazy. 2 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, that's kind of low functioning, not quite here or there commitment to the investment of happiness and what does that mean. But it looks like I have 2 folks here who are struggling to get on the same page about what is happiness. What does that mean for us realistically? But it's in a couple of pages, you know. So it seems like these 2 folks here don't really know how to find the same footing at this time. I don't think it's going to be like this forever, but at least at this time, about what makes the other person or the situation happy or better functioning. It's kind of like saying, I would love to be happier about this, and I would love for you to be happier about this, but I don't know how to do it, and neither do you. So it's kind of at a stalemate right here. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. At least for you, have a dialogue with yourself. And that might help to generate a new flow of thought, a new flow of feeling. Then we can get better grounded, or perhaps maybe even be on the same page with the situation or person about what happiness is. Okay? Because if you're going to be open to suggestions, right? So, let's get some advice, please. No, I hate stalemate stuff, guys. I do. But it's real. It's realistic here for whatever Leo it is I'm looking at. This is real for you. Okay? I'm not sure if they need more from you in order to feel like they're participating in the way that makes you feel comfortable. I don't know. So it's a bit of a twist right there where it says, if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool with me. That's fair. And yet, from either one of your point of view, this isn't exactly a happy situation. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. There's that moon again. Temperance. The Magician. Like I said, I'd like you to have a dialogue with you, and apparently that's the advice you're getting as well. That moon we were talking about. 8 of Swords, I don't know. 5 of Cups, it's just pain. That's all I know, and that's why I'm not comfortable looking at it. That's exactly what you need to do for you, first and foremost, but you have to want it. So this person's being like, it's cool, and that's fair. All right, that's cool. So there's no pressure from that person to explain yourself. I don't want there to be pressure. That's true. So it doesn't look like they're pushing on you to heal the situation, which is good, or also to get you to talk about it. All right. Maybe that's why they're saying it's fair. We're going by Leo's rules here. But I also don't think it's helping you. No, it's not. But in this respect, everything begins with the self, and that need to understand that moon energy. You have to want to heal it. Those are three majors, honey. You have to want to heal it. Like I said, have a dialogue between you and you first. I'm not saying you're at fault here. I don't know what the issue is. I'm just saying this dialogue is going to begin with you. All right? There's nothing to take sides on. But I have to agree with both of your energies. Neither one of you knows what to put into the happiness here. Why would you? This is clearly at a stalemate. So I'm not too worried about the 3D effort right here. I'm more interested in one's emotional, mental, and spiritual sense of I can look at this and I can address this. And that should generate some new activity or at least some movement. Okay? But yeah, we need to go within and willfully want to understand how to heal this secret emotional self. It's painful. Okay? We have to want to do that. Let's get some oracles for you. There's that moon again. 3 moons for you, honey. 3 moons. Okay? And once more, I'm not picking on you. I read what's here, not what isn't. For some of you, it did flip out and then it reversed back in. So for some of you, that sense of until death tears us apart, contracts, careers, commitments, and some of you might be affected by the Saturn energy, particularly if Leo's in your Saturn. But that's not the point. Contracts, careers, commitments here for some of you. But there's that sense of the shadow side. Let's try that again. The shadow side, the moon, the dark night. Toxic bound. Some of you are really caught up in your head about patterns. Bound sense to them. Am I fated to this? Fear and anxiety, hot and cold. Why do I feel bound to these emotions and thoughts of fear and anxiety, hot and cold? How is it one is feeding into the other? And it's hard to understand these things. It's hard to disentangle them. Yeah, exactly. We need to have more of a dialogue with the self. It may not be as scary as you think it is. But we won't know until we start the process of allowing ourselves to look at it and mean it with the best intentions for ourselves to heal what ails us. Okay? Okay. Let's get some coffee cup oracles here. Cat, jealous, gossip. I'm seeing that just more of a negative thought over here. The kind of thoughts here. Okay. I'm not saying you're jealous. I'm not saying you're gossipy. There is that sense of concern of how I look. Okay. The old man, some of you feel like you were. I'm not saying that you're old or that you're a man, but it's the energy behind it. There's that sense of this is my inheritance, this is my obligation, this is my lot in life, I have cast my lot, it's too late to change. Or I'm always in this position of having to work hard and toil, and this is my life is gone. Okay, that kind of energy I'm talking about. There's a very strong sense of being perceived. How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? It's not really about how you look, honey. I know how you perceive yourself, and there's what's going on the inside. Perhaps less concerned about how we look to others, and more concerned about how we look to ourselves on the inside. Okay. I have no doubt you're a hard worker. Scarabs in reverse. There's been no sense of transformation. We have the opportunity, however, to transform and nurture ourselves. But we have to want to do that. We have to want to choose it, like I said. Once more, not picking on anybody. You take things as they resonate. That's your responsibility as the viewer, all right? We have the letters G, L, F. We have the goldfish in reverse, not feeling harmonized in our emotions, and the dragonfly once more in reverse, no sense of transformation on a difficult subject. All the more reason, guys, we have to challenge ourselves to look at these. Such beautiful healing of the self specifically is available to you. Again, I can only read what's here, not what isn't. You have a beautiful opportunity to create peace for yourself, to really want it, crave it, to choose it. But it takes willingness to look at some very uncomfortable things. The moon is here 3 times, guys. That's not insubstantial. Okay, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Sag. Show me Sagittarius in their person, please. Show me Sag. What's going on for Sag, please? Very good. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, because I explained so meticulously in that intro. Reverse energies as you see fit. What's going on? Death. 10 of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles. My. Okay. The Empress. 4 of Swords. The 10 of Pentacles. Very strong contrast. Very strong. Okay. 2 of Swords. 5 of Swords. 5 of Wands. I agree. Overview. 8 of Pentacles. You're working through it. To your credit, you're working through it. 8 of Pentacles, that's very on point, and that's where I very much want you to be, whichever this is. Once more, this is going to be one of those readings, guys, where it's going to be very, very specific. So it's either A, yours, or B, it's not. That's it. Okay. It seems to be catching up to us now in present day, which means it's at the heights of energy. But once more, it may or may not apply to you, because that's how specific this one's going to be. So don't take a reading that's not yours. You just make yourself unnecessarily upset. 8 of Pentacles, good. I'm glad to see that you are actively constructing, working through something. And you're saying that new opportunities are super, super critical to you right now. I believe you. I believe your work here is representing something that's multifunctional, as in brand new opportunity for yourself in the 3D aspects, making a new case for stability for yourself, your own personal sense of security, could be in work or just in the overall concept that is life, and how you might be constructing or reconstructing more than one area in your life. Here's what's interesting that precedes it. Death and the 10 of Cups. Now, there is something here about the emotional harmony, and people get really lost in that. What does that mean? 10 of Cups. Guys, it could mean everything from a direct union between you and a significant other to family and friends. 10 of Cups is fairly comprehensive, such as the 10 of Pentacles is. It's just at the emotional level, okay? So when people tell me I don't have family, I don't have friends, okay, first of all, I'm sorry. But there's going to be people in your life that you feel some sort of emotional flow with. And you're saying, for me, right now, for the Sag I'm looking at, that's not the case. That is not the focus of the Sag I'm looking at. Not being emotionally connected to other people that are in your life that may or may not act as a support function, but you're saying that's not a priority right now? That has changed drastically. My question to you, was it your choice? Are you kind of in a position right now where you're forsaking family and friends and emotional activity full stop? In the interest of new opportunities, is that part of your overall landscape that's changing? Did you kind of temporarily or permanently cut off from people in order to take on these rather sizable endeavors? Are you just not feeling connected to anyone in your life right now? And so you decided to focus on the 3D practical, because that's such a strong statement on the opening. And I can't tell where you are with it. Is it temporary, such as transformation would suggest? Or did you really go full withdrawal from people who may or may not be in your life, so you can concentrate on other things? I don't know, but this Sag is so heavily marked with that, it makes me think you prompted it in some way. So whatever that looks like to you, be it a kind of temporary transformative state, we'll get back in touch with people later when you feel more adjusted to your new endeavors. What's going on? I don't know. It's up to you, if it fits. Now, the Empress, 4 Swords, 10 of Pentacles. I have someone here who says that they're resting, healing, or that they need to rest and heal because the 10 of Pentacles is important to them, the foundation. That tells me that they're actively involved in it in some way, but they seem to have temporarily taken a break from it, which is interesting. You're showing me somewhere between temporarily taking a break from a 10 of Cups or permanently. They're showing me, I just need to rest from the 10 of Pentacles. I don't want to be involved at this time. I don't know who this is to you, but they're accustomed to a certain level of status, as the Empress would suggest, if not empowerment. So this tends to be persons of significance in our life. In other words, they have status or say, some sort of weight or authority. And they're saying they're using their current authority to rest. Okay? To rest, heal, I don't know. But the foundation's important. They claim a certain stake to it. Okay? And they kind of want to put their energy into themselves, to be quiet, to heal up, to rest up. And the idea is that they apply that then to the Ten of Pentacles. Okay? Now over here, this is where things get really interesting. 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands. Man, that is a rather strong mix of self-sabotage, fight, dispute, argument, agenda, and to top it all off, it is the cherry on top is just overall confusion. I don't know what to make of it. You're saying, I don't know what to make of it. Whoever else is in there with you says, I don't know what to make of it. And I'm not quite sure what's going on, but there's obviously more than one will at play here. Okay? It's almost like someone's showing me blindness because I don't want to deal with this, which can be a form of self-sabotage, and it's obviously multidirectional. It's not just one person. Okay? There's a couple of people in there adding to that particular bill, and that bill needs to get sorted lest we have to pay more interest on it later. So I see you working methodically to secure yourself, create new opportunities, something. It says I got to add to my home base, add to me, add to my work, add to my legacy, something. But in order to do that, you're like, I want no contact with this right now. I believe you. And then I got someone over here who's like, all I need is a little break. And then the expectation is to get back to the Ten of Pentacles. And yet, there is a shared energy here of insistence upon confusion, not really willing to address the ongoing fight or argument, which is a form of self-sabotage. The more we let an argument linger without getting to the point of it or to the heart of it, the more it will perpetuate. So it's a common misconception. If I just ignore this argument, it'll go away. That usually never works. It just stays where we last left it, unless we put some work into it, and that's going to take 2 people here. So I got somebody who's like, I'm good, I'm empowered, I'm chill, I just need a little break, and we're going to get back into that Ten of Pentacles. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to concentrate on the emotional stuff right now. I'm just going to throw myself wholeheartedly into work. So I can see where this is being contributed to on both sides. Okay, let's get some advice, please. It's kind of like I got 2 people here refusing to acknowledge the core issue. There's a reason why you're like, I need emotional withdrawal. Or this needs to change, or until it changes, I'm out. I'm going to work on these other things. I understand. But it's not addressing the issue. It's interesting. But I can tell you right now, this is not one person. This is literally 2 people. So they might be empowered, and they might need a little break. But so long as they continue to not address it either, coming back to that Ten of Pentacles later, the issue will stand. It will remain for both sides. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice. Okay, let's get some advice, please. Ace of Cups, 2 of Wands, and Death. Oh my, you are emotionally burnt out, baby. There's the old Death again. 8 of Cups, 2 of Wands, Death. That's emotional burnout, and that's why you're showing me I need to take a leave of absence from people who surround me at this time. Okay. I do believe it's temporary. It is coming across as transformative. How you see yourself, okay, within your Ten of Cups is changing quite a bit. And it kind of needs to, now that there's advice behind it. We've been feeling this way for a while. We acknowledge it. Emotional absence. We want that to stop. So you may not know that what you're doing here is to help you work through these things, but it is. Your emotional landscape is changing quite a bit. I don't think you'll be full-time cut off from those people who matter in your life, but how you specifically perceive your role in it is changing quite a bit. How you connect with family and friends and possibly a spouse here is changing, but you don't know that it's changing yet. And you might be someone who's very practical. And the first thing you want to do is ground, because it's the thing that you, as a Sagittarius that I'm seeing here today, understands. You understand grounding principles. You understand security principles. So it's not a coincidence then that you're leaning into that. It's clearly known skills to you. But this is why you're leaning into it so heavily these days. This is a necessary transformative state. Okay? So I don't want you to feel bad about this process. Not at all. It's what needs to be done. This issue, though, of ignoring the problem and hoping it would go away, this works for neither person. Okay? So, let's get some oracles for you. To be clear, there's nothing wrong with this process. Okay? Neither one of us is addressing it. How things are manifesting. Okay. That's an issue. There is a weird sort of presumption that all things will go back to the normal place after a little bit of a break or rest. And that's absolutely feeding into the sense of self-sabotage here. Last summer might have been very, very important. This upcoming summer, same. Okay? Some of you might be really aware of your numbness since last summer. Celebration, financial loss. Interesting. What's that? Does someone have a tendency to overspend? Does someone have a tendency here, real talk, to overspend? They think very much of themselves in respect of how they treat themselves. Self-care, toxicity, bound patterns. How someone perceives self-care actually is quite the costly endeavor. I typically don't go into this side of things unless it's here. I read what's here, not what isn't. Once more, financial loss celebration. That was my first thought, is overindulgence. Does someone have a tendency to be overly indulgent, but then they say it's for reasons of celebration, it's for reasons of self-care, I'm just doing me, I needed a 6 weeks in the Bahamas, how else was I going to take care of myself? That would explain why there's the expectation here that this person has a sense of status or empowerment, and that everything will go back to normal, but there's such a heavy dose of self-sabotage around that. And you showed me you're emotionally burnt out. It's like, what am I working for exactly? Well, I need to get back on security. Somebody might have a tendency to charge first and think about it later. FYI, that oracle may or may not make sense to you. These guys, once more to point out the obvious, they're little bridges to the main story, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's one of your little bridges to cross into the main story. It's there for either your verification or it isn't, really. That's very interesting. And there's resentment there then. Absolutely there'd be resentment. Somebody has a tendency to take care of themselves a little too much, but in all the wrong ways, and someone else is left stuck paying for it. Groom, husband, marriage, some of you identify as the male, the sense of provider or commitment here. Okay. The hearts, love, new love, hearts on the line. Horse, freedom, action. Okay, well, low-key, real talk for some of you. Some of you wish you had the freedom to take action towards new love prospects. It's in somebody's energy, otherwise I wouldn't be saying it. It's not an absolute, it's not a guarantee. Once more, see what's here, not what isn't. This is either one of the little bridges that connects your story or it isn't. But it's that sense of freedom to take action. To be that one that stands up for love, new love. Like I said, what I saw here was transformative. Specifically, how we see our role in the greater scheme of things, and why don't we feel attached to it these days. Hence, if someone follows that particular pathway, it might put them in the position of new. It still remains a theory, but it's in someone's energy, okay, as a prospect. We have the letter B, D, W. We have the medallion of Pisces in the reverse, the key word here being intuitive. We have the crab in reverse, sign of Cancer, but the lack of emotional availability and openness, as we've seen here. We have the feather, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then also the lightness of touch. We have the deer, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and then that sense of timidity, shyness, but also being willing to take forward tentative steps. Dragonfly in the upright, transformative principles that are currently taking shape. That's active transformation. Okay. All right. So, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Aries, please. What's going on for Aries? Show me Aries. Oh my goodness, there's so much light in right now. Yay. You may not be able to pick up on it, but I tell you what, we're flooded with light today. It's absolutely gorgeous. Show me Aries. Show me Aries, please. Goodness. That shoulder wants to pop. Show me Aries. Show me Aries and their person, please. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Okay. The Sun, the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. Typically, I do not read the baseline in the downright, but since we're now in the check-in system, we're going to take it as is. The Sun, Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands in reverse. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Page of Wands, the Tower, the Empress. There it is. I was wondering. That's what I was ready to say. Overview is Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Bless you, honey. You're showing me a willingness to open up, to invest, even if it's in the smallest ways. No big deal. Like Page of Pentacles, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to put in some effort because you're showing me some lovely, thoughtful, commanding, nurturing, loving, self-worth energy, and I love that for you. You're showing me open communication or the willingness to articulate, to evoke speech, to think clearly, and you're saying you're willing to do these things for a soul bond, a Six of Cups, something that means something to you. You said it's very precious to you. You have a lot of memories with this person and in this connection, and you think a lot of it. Actually, you have a fairly high regard for it. You're saying you would put work into it even if it was small. You said you've thought about it and you're comfortable with it. You're saying you're very comfortable with trying some way. Very comfortable with trying. You're saying you know yourself well enough and you're saying it would be worth it to me. I believe I'd be worth it in this connection. You are. That's absolutely correct. And you're very thoughtful. I think it looks active as in that respect of, I think you thoughtfully made a gesture. You made an inquiry. You prompted something in some way with a connection. And I am so sorry for the response. I am. The Sun, Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands. Perhaps it's best. This person seems unhappy. It's interesting because in the connection to you, they're showing me joy. Simple joy. I'm so happy to be connected to you, but also, P.S., I'm not emotionally present, and I don't know how to communicate it. Eight of Wands in the reverse. So there's that sense of I feel happy being connected to you, but I myself am not personally connected to me. Therefore, I have an inability to say that to you. You know. I read what's here, not what isn't, so that means the opposite's true. If this person could get in touch with that sense of this connection makes me happy and I could own that feeling and be emotionally present for it with the Eight of Cups, I could communicate that to you. But because I'm not in touch with myself emotionally about how this connection brings me joy, in other words, I refuse to acknowledge it or I just can't acknowledge it or I'm not in a space to acknowledge it because that would require me being emotionally present, I therefore cannot communicate it to you. I'd like to. But everything begins with the self. So if we don't recognize our personal happiness and joy in a connection with someone else, we're not going to be able to express it to ourselves, never mind someone else. you know? And that's where we get these mixed signals like, I care about you, but not enough to be present or to show it. And that's kind of what I'm saying here, roughly translated, okay? I just see from your side of the fence, you know, you have a beautiful sense of self and even the willingness to work with this connection. You conveyed that at some point, that's all I know. But if someone's not in a space to return that, believe them. You did your part's done. Everything else after that is really on the other person or yourself or however this is playing out to figure out what their needs are, okay, for themselves, and no matter amount of I care about you and love you and is going to change that if someone can't acknowledge it first within the self. Okay, so they got their part to do. If they want to communicate, they will. If they want to put something forward, they will, but it has to be done on their own behalf. Okay, you've already done your part. All right. Page of Wands, the Tower, the Empress is kind of like saying, goodness me, there's so much shock and surprise in the way that you opened up in some way. I don't know what that is. I don't quite know how it is that you opened up. And I believe that was you. Could be the way around. But in the way that I'm interpreting that you opened up, I know it seemed scary at the time. Perhaps it was shocking or unexpected, but it actually empowered you. At some point, you had maybe what you might call the inability to show a Page of Wands, an interest in opening something. The nerve. But for having done that, it empowered you in some way. Okay. I guess being so brave after a period of who knows how long. Just please know, the Empress came out the other side of this. So perhaps what seemed like the impossible task, to be open, to be vulnerable, to put that nerve out there. Okay. And doing the opposite of that, an Empress was born. Okay. Don't forget who you are. And I think you've done as much as you can do. Let's get some advice, please. Not all towers are bad, guys. In fact, most of the towers we think are bad are the ones that we have told ourselves in our head over and over again that they're bad. If I open up, if I say this thing, it's disastrous consequences. It can be, but that doesn't mean it's true. The more in touch we are with our truth, the more we realize it's actually in my best interest to say these things or try to do these things. It's a good reflection of me. Yeah, I understand. That's what I'm saying. You've done your part. You've done your part. I think you overcame some level of obstacle in your personal energy to do what you did. And as a result, it empowered you, even if you didn't get the results you wanted. Okay? All right, let's get some advice, please. Don't know what it was. In nature, it doesn't look too large. But that doesn't mean a lot of your energy wasn't behind it. Okay? Nine of Wands, Judgment, the Lovers. Yeah, like I said, babe, it's... If this connection's continued to be blocked, this is something somebody somewhere has to work through. Okay? If you at one point identified as the person who would block your energetic truth towards this connection or any kind of truth towards this connection, and you overrode that in some way, you challenged yourself, you stepped into your own particular sense of light and I'm worth it and this is my truth. You came out the other side as the Empress. You know, that sense of resistance is attached to somebody in lessons with the Lovers. That doesn't mean the other side did their part. Okay, so I'm seeing two sides. I think you did your part. It's on the other side, and if they ever will, I don't know. But I do see it literally as a dual lesson attached to you both. Okay? Someone to this day still resists the lesson specifically. I don't think it was you. But of course, energies can be reversed. I know. That's why the intro is the intro. But I am seeing this is you today. I know, I believe you did your part. And you came out the other side for it. You heeded the call. You said what you had to say. You respect and honored yourself. And all it presents itself in a Page of Pentacles to a Six of Cups. But you see the spiritual oomph behind it. See what I'm saying? People understood how their energy was like gunpowder. They might take themselves a little more seriously, you know? Okay. Manifest in reverse. Secret admirer, which is not so secret. New perspective. Okay. We stopped manifesting. That's true for somebody. But to this day, we still have, or are trying to gain, perspective on a not so secret admirer. We know who this is. But you know what I mean? It's one of those connections that never really unfolded in that direction. You are both aware of who the other person is. We're gaining new perspective on that admirer every day. You, them, I don't know. They'd have to be more available to gain more perspective. Emotionally, they'd have to be more available. Okay, and closed off. I think that this is an appropriate conclusion for now for the Aries I'm looking at. It would stand to reason after you've done what you've done. There's nothing else you can conclude about this, is that it's closed off and guarded and that it's always destined to be. You see what I'm saying? I can tell when one person challenged themselves and understood that their truth was worth being uncomfortable. That was you. And I can see where someone else didn't feel comfortable with their truth. Therefore, they don't feel comfortable with themselves or this connection, as good as it might feel. You will have rightfully concluded that this situation was always meant to be closed off and guarded. It was a dual lesson attached to these two. We have no control of the other side, so whether or not it will always be closed off and guarded, I don't know, but I can see where you would feel like it's destined to be. Okay. What it'll be like a week now, a month from now, I don't know. I don't want to give you false hope. But for some of you, it is the end of a cycle, and you can take peace in that, especially knowing if you're the Aries, you did everything you could, okay? You stepped into your truth, and I just see how it empowered you, all right? But not everybody can be where we are. Sometimes it's just easier to be closed off and guarded. We think our truth weakens us. On the contrary, it strengthens us. Okay, Snake. In this deck, it's a little different. Snake isn't automatically relegated to negative, nor should it be. Snake is the ultimate sign of transformation. But here we have that sense of winding desire and or attraction. Okay, yeah. The Moose, acceptance and eccentric. Some of you have worked very hard to accept your more eccentric selves, and you're comfortable with it. And these two together suggest that someone who's comfortable with their sexual energy, they understand that they're a little different. Like I say all the time, you're a little different, happy to be so. And the Aries I'm looking at says, yeah, I know that about me. I'm cool with it. Very good. Peacock, some of you are a little bit on the showy side, or perhaps they are. I don't know. There's that sense of wealth and that sense of display. Some of you are just very comfortable with your own particular vibe that you put out there. You're saying it's just part of who you are. It's one of the things that has attracted you to more than just what's known, but also the unknown, and that's because you have a very strong sense of self-acceptance here. Very strong sense of self-acceptance. Not everybody's going to understand that kind of energy. Like I said, you came out the other side empowered for doing the opposite. Okay? All right. What most people would consider uncomfortable or no, there's no way I could do that, you did that. And look how comfortable you are today. Okay? You know yourself. A lot of people spend a lot of time, a lot of money trying to find themselves. It's right there. It's always been right there. The letter Z. We have the medallion of Sagittarius, but it's in the reverse. The key word here being optimist. By the next crescent moon, there might be some important energies for you. And then the cat's in the upright, listening to our intuitive selves. Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Aquarius, please. Show me Aquarius and their person. Show me Aquarius and their person. do one more. Show me Aquarius, please. Very good. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. Besides explaining that intro, reverse the energies as you see fit. What's going on? The Hierophant, the Two of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Oh, yeah. Knight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. That's cool. Three of Swords. Okay. The Emperor and the Ace of Wands. Look at that determination. Yeah, Knight of Swords. Man, you busy. You're taking action or you're on the precipice of it. What you'll be doing, I don't know, but you intend to take care of it. It's interesting is that you're showing me a flow of emotion and the willingness to stand behind it. You're saying you know who you are, you know what you're about, and this is what you got to do. So I see you currently headed pretty much out the front door. So the Knights, once more, they're responsible for carrying our energies outside of ourselves, emotional, mental, behavioral, this kind of thing. Sometimes I see the Knights coming towards us, and that could still be the case. It's just I actually see someone trying to meet you where you are. So I'm assuming that Knight of Swords is you. That is in your general overview. I see your energy going outwards. Just like I got to take care of something real quick. And that's very much the kind of energy when you get into that kind of, frame of mind. And here we have the Hierophant, Two of Cups, Page of Cups. Isn't that just beautiful? That is absolutely beautiful. And it's like low-key soft, beautiful. And in that respect of, I feel this and I mean it. That's all you're showing me. I feel this and I mean it. Could be that commitment's here, but I see you standing behind your feelings. That's really the operating here, the operating method. I stand behind my feelings. And you have every intent of sharing those feelings with somebody. You're like, I got to do it. I got to do it. This is what I stand up for. This is what I feel, and I stand behind it. So that's what the Hierophant, that's what Old Chief is doing here today. They all have little nicknames here. Sometimes I call him Old Chief. Sometimes he's Grumpy Pants or Mr. Grumpy Pants. But yeah, because he can't be. He's a good guy, but he'd be a little stiff. But yeah, no, here we have someone who is standing behind their feelings. And it's soft, but it's firm. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's not showy. It's almost humble. It's quite lovely, actually. It's very simple. I like it. Now over here, I have a Knight trying to meet you where you are. Its energy initially presents itself as, oh, excited. Okay? But Seven of Pentacles, it's tempered. It's tempered excitement. It's kind of like, I'm excited about this. I'm excited to meet you halfway. I'm excited to meet you where you are. But also, let's keep it slow. Nothing crazy. But yeah, let's put some good energy into this. This person has a kind of motivating energy, like psych up, this is that person that's like, yeah, absolutely. They kind of have that championing energy, but they temper it well to their needs. So there's that person who has, I'm here, I'm up front, this is my energy, I'm excited. But also, let's be practical about things and just, this goes here, this goes there, this goes there. So it's not what you would call too much too soon. It really does temper out for this person evenly. I can tell that they have a lot of natural enthusiasm attached to who they are. This is that person that kind of shows up easily in their energy. They're comfortable smiling. They're comfortable talking. They're comfortable exerting positive influence and emotional energy. But they're also saying, take my time, though. Seven of Pentacles. Let's not rush the energy. And that's it. That's it. I just see someone meeting you halfway, and they feel good about it. That's it. And then over here, the Three of Swords, the Emperor, Ace of Wands. Man, someone is like, I am determined. I'm guessing this is you. I am determined to start afresh. I am determined to put some good energy into this. There's pain behind you. Don't get me wrong. Three of Swords, realistically, there's pain behind the Emperor. But the Emperor here is saying, I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to show it. We're going to have a strong will. We're going to have a brave face on this one, and I'm not going to let any residual pain hold me back. I'm not going to let any shadows that surround my heart keep me from doing what I need to do. And then you're showing me Ace of Wands, so that you have this fantastic display of optimism, sincerity, and I'm going to be a strong Aquarius. I'm going to put best foot forward. So it really is a strength of will that I'm seeing here for you in terms of not to let pain hold you back or get in the way, to not let that creep into your mind. Okay? But I like I said, this emotional subtlety that's quite beautiful here. It's not loud. It's not over the top. It just says I stand up for this feeling and I want to extend it. I want to share it. And this other person's like, yeah, let's do it. meet you halfway. I mean, they respond well to it. That's all I know. Or you two respond well towards each other. I should say it's quite positive, really. But it's positive without being too much on either side. And I like that. I do like that. But I like that sense of, on both parts, really, to show a certain determination, to put on a fresh face towards this, fresh energy, optimism, hope, something like this, light of path, this kind of thing. I like it. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice for Aquarius and their person. Let's get some advice, please, for Aquarius and their person. Not that I think you need too much. I think all the best parts of you are really, frankly, lined up and ready to go. I mean, it's like, I know what this part is. I know what this part is. I know what I'm supposed to do here. And I'm not saying you have everything mapped out in your head in terms of a dialogue. I'm just saying you've already kind of had a talk with yourself about your expression, what it means to you, why, and this is why you're doing it. So that tells me you're prepared, which is nice. But yeah. Nine of Pentacles, just, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this is what I like the most, though, is that you're doing this because you understand it's right for you. And frankly, that's all I care about. When we understand something is absolutely correct for ourselves, we can honestly say this is a good measure of how I perceive myself. This is what I perceive as a good measure of my own sense of self-worth, my own sense of this is what's correct for me. Then I can stand by that. And I actually see someone joining you in that space. They have a similar feeling and or disposition towards it. So I have a couple of folks here who are used to being independent. They're used to being practical and grounded. And then more or less meet at the same place at the same time saying, yeah, this is good for me. Well, I'm glad to hear it's good for you too. Let's keep doing this. I like that. So we both have a grounded sense of self-worth here and correctness. And it just feels so beautifully balanced between you two. It's very correct. It feels so wonderfully correct. I love this. You two are major support characters. I don't get me wrong. I know you're main characters in your own lives. I'm saying, but you're such strong supportive characters, the both of you in real life. Do you both have a kind of a mutual respect and or understanding for the providership role? So that would explain quite a bit. That might explain quite a bit. All right. But yeah, no, it's good. It feels really good. Roll with it, guys. Go. You're good. You're square. I like this. You're all buttoned up. I love it. Okay, there's a sense of codependency, comfort zone, south node clinging. Some of us have a tendency to cling to the south node a bit too much. There's a sense of fears holding one back. I did see this emperor distinctly put his foot down on the three swords and says, I will not be overcome by shadows of the heart. So three swords classically means fear of rejection. And that could be anything, both because we have experience or it's our perceived sense of self, how things might go down. We're afraid to be rejected inherently, or that's just old residual pain that still kicks up to this day and says, hang back, hold back, talk yourself out of it. It's still sword, even though it affects the heart. So here, perhaps some of us have a tendency to cling to old behavior patterns in that sense of holding us back. We don't want to do that anymore. We don't want to do that. We're going to get out of our comfort zone here. We had an epiphany. Well, that's a nice epiphany when it's destined. That's a distant epiphany. We had some really strong insight. Like I said, there's parts of you that are clearly squared away for this. We had a very strong sense of destiny, direction. We had epiphany, insight about comfort zones, about patterns, about things that hold us back, what's right for us, what's wrong for us, and everything in between. For some of you, ghosting has been an issue. Soft ghosting, hard ghosting, okay? Some have an issue, a generous offer here on the table, about to get things going, get things started after we've had our epiphany, obviously. Okay. Well, there it goes. What is that now? Oh, we're doing some chainsaw work. Well, I'll tell you what. The truth, though, it needs to happen. My neighbors, bless them, have a very, very dead tree. Very. Oh, trying to get that worked out. Been trying to get that worked out. There, I hope that that's what's happening right now. I'd like to think so. Ocean in reverse. I don't want to get into it. Ocean in reverse. Okay, in reverse. So this is not a long distance. There's very little distance between you and this person. But or the long journey is over. We've traversed the ocean. We're ready to come back after we've learned some things. Birds, the little news, little messages, little birdies, little messages flying around here pretty soon. And we had, okay, brides in reverse. Okay. Wife, engagement. This is someone who's currently not engaged. Okay. All right. Perhaps also the opposite is true, in that respect of, say, a young female of marriageable age. Perhaps this is someone who is not young. Okay. But someone who is currently not engaged and or committed, and who might be female, or someone who is just kind of past that first blush of youth, if you will. Okay. You know what? Just for curiosity, I'm going to pull a couple of these. Express your love. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the idea. I think that's the idea. Like I said, it's not over the top. It's just right. It's just so. I like it. I like how you kind of turned it down to a page right there towards the end, which makes it that much more sweeter for some reason. It's almost like, will you please accept my love cup? And it's lovely. It really is lovely. And making the effort here, which I saw in your opening with the Knight of Swords. Once more, I'm not saying this is what you have to do. I'm just saying this is the energy as I see it today. It's not about responsibility here. It's just what I'm saying today. Okay. We have, okay. Oh, this happened like one other time. One other time. And I've been doing this for years, guys. One other time, the anchor through the glasses. I've seen this before. I don't remember which sign it was. I have no idea. The perception's off, or we've been stuck on what we've seen. There's something there about that south node and clinging to old vision. All we can see is the old thing over and over again replaying in our heads and in our hearts. We've been stuck on an old vision, an old idea. So here we have the big masculine glasses. I say that because I have a another pair of small feminine that are more Art Deco. These are kind of traditional masculine square, and the anchor's been launched through it. The anchor represents stuckness or emotional security. We've had, in this instance, a sense of stuck thought, insight. That's changed. We've had some epiphany recently. We have the medallion of Pisces, but in the reverse. Keyword here being intuitive, trying to listen to that. And once more, we have another charm for Pisces. It's the seahorse. It's the masculine energy that is responsible for carrying the emotional self. So full of emotion, but keeping it to the self. Okay. And when in fact we can release it, it's quite powerful. All right. And then we have the octopus in reverse. No more sense of mystery there. No more sense of mystery or the great unknown or fear of the unknown. That seems to be coming to a close. Okay, Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Gemini, please. Show me Gemini and their person. Show me Gemini and their person. Show me Gemini and their person. Very good. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. So I explained in that intro, reverse energies as you see fit. What's going on, please? Eights of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Five of Swords. Oh, honey. What's going on? Nine of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and Death. Yeah. Okay. 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 Page of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Two of Wands. Two of Pentacles. You're saying you don't know what to make of it. I can see where that's what you would believe is going on. When I get readings like this is when I really like to point out to people. This one's going to be very specific, so it's either A, yours, or it's B, not. That's it. There really is no in-between here. You might have some elements that you're like, I get that, you resonate with it, or you've experienced it. But for the Gemini I'm looking at, this is, it's going to, it's not going to be the easiest thing. So again, if it's not yours, don't take it. Check your other placements. Done. Okay? You cause yourself unnecessary upset when you take readings that clearly aren't yours, so don't try to talk yourself into it. If you're already talking yourself into it, then it's already not yours. Okay? Just, that's kind of quick and dirty rule to online collective readings. Two of Pentacles, you're saying, I don't know what to make of it. That's not true. Yes, you do. There's a little bit of self-sabotage here. Once more, not a judgment. I read what's here, not what isn't, and it's my job to try to help you understand. Okay? Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Five of Swords. It suggests, actually, no, you do kind of know what happened. All right? We're not ready to fully address it yet. I want you to. It looks like we need to. You're kind of saying, I don't know why this ended. You do. You have a feeling. You know? There's an emotional absence in you that's been prevalent for some time with the Wheel of Fortune, and not much has changed. I think when we tune out of our energy, someone else's energy, and it happens over a long period of time, it stretches like taffy. We tune out of the fact that we've tuned out. The numbness reinforces the numbness. Okay? And our willingness and our ability to check on it, to be concerned, it goes down. Okay? So you stretch that out over a long period of time, and we don't have enough confrontation on it or willingness to fix it or to look at it honestly. It gets easier and easier for us to check out more and more and then tell ourselves, oh, this is how it's been, or it's how it's always been. No, it hasn't. This is what it's become, not where it always was. Two people don't start out like this. Okay? This is the kind of thing that happens over time. So while in the outset, in the 3D, you're like, I don't know what to make of it and it confuses me. This is stupid. Okay. We've actually been emotionally absent from this for some time. Enough so that we can talk ourselves out of the truth, the Five of Swords. I'm going to go ahead and guess because it got easier to kind of ignore it. You know what I mean? I'm saying this as gently as possible. Nine of Cups, Seven of Swords, Death. You know, this person had a way of checking out too. So it wasn't just you. Of course not. These things take two. This person had a way of checking out too. There's that sense of, I told myself I liked this, but that was a lie. And it's, you know, it's one of those lies that's going to add up over time as well. Not just you. Seven of Swords, Nine of Cups. If we avoid what we really feel, we're going to get the same result. You just showed me another variation of what they've done too. Okay. That's all. And death, it's no more. We can't do this anymore. Okay, I don't want to keep lying to myself anymore. That kind of thing. So there is an ending here. And you're saying, I don't know what to make of it, and it's bullshit. It's you know, I don't know. It's self-sabotage here, honey. You know where it's coming from. I'm not saying you're at fault. It took two people actively ignored this until they couldn't. Am I right? Here's what's interesting. Page of Wands, Two of Cups, Two of Wands. There is a sense underneath all this, if this helps you, underneath all this, there is a sense of emotional, I don't know what love it is. I don't know. I'm not here to qualify it, label it. But there is a sense of, underneath all this, Two of Wands, Two of Cups, a mutual respect of some feeling towards each other. There is something there. That mutual sense of respect of where we came from in love, that would be my first guess. A mutual sense of I still care about you. It just may not be much, or it may not be much towards each other. Not that we're showing each other right now. But no matter how this ends, there is still a sense, even if you're completely tuned out and we're not quite ready to accept what happened, and you're still saying, I don't know why. They did their time kind of ignoring it too, until death says we couldn't. There is still, at the end of the day, some sense of mutual care on both sides. Okay? I think how it expresses itself is very different than how you two entered, but it's still there. It's still there. And I think when you can kind of tune out the sense of I don't know and the numbness. You can access it still. All right. Let's get some advice for you. I just, being in that position of advice, just looking at this, it's time to put more work into finding ourselves present day instead of telling ourselves that story of, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how that's reached its point of capacity in terms of helpfulness. It doesn't help, okay? It reinforces the numbness. It's time to look at things where they stand today, okay? And that will help pull you back into reality in that respect of how are you actually feeling and what are your actual thoughts. Because I would like you to stay more present-oriented, I believe, is what I'm looking at for you. That'll help us accept terms and conditions for how things look today. And just know that it wasn't just you. They're them too. It's a hard thing to tell oneself, this makes me happy, this makes me happy, and it's not really believed. Okay, you had, like I said, your own version of that. But if two people can still find a mutual sense of respect, then that's saying something quite a bit. Yeah, the Nine of Cups. See, whoever this is, Nine of Cups still wishes you well and still wants you to be happy with the Sun. Okay. If that helps you, the advice still stands. While they may not be in tune in that space, and I don't want them to be in tune. If we have to lie to ourselves like that, that's no good. That's no good, right? But whatever this is, generally wants you to be happy. The Sun too wants Nine of Cups, and that is honest. That is an honest Nine of Cups. There it is again with that Two of Wands. There's still that sense of I care about you and I want you to be happy. And that seems to be a known truth to this person. All right? So again, if that helps you. And then also take it as it resonates, if it does at all. That's the kind of responsibility as a viewer, right? It may not be yours. Okay. It's readings like this one that are really hard to do the job that I do. Soulmate. Big success. Self-worth, epiphany, breakthrough, third eye, clarity, avoidance, stalemate. Yeah, it keeps coming across as this person. They had a breakthrough listening to themselves about their avoidance and lying to themselves about what makes them happy. They don't want to do that anymore. But there's that sense of big success that's attached to somebody, and we feel like very strongly that this person is our soulmate. I think that they want the best for you. Self-worth, somebody had that insight, the epiphany, the breakthrough, that this is what we've been telling ourselves and this is what we really feel. We have nothing but that sense of wishing well, success, this kind of thing. All right. I don't know what happened, Gemini, honey. You know? And those are not my details. That's yours, and that's if it resonates once more. And the oracles act as little bridges to the main point. So do keep that in mind. They may not be your particular bridges. That sense of peacock, sense of wealth and or success. The tree, stability, growth, concerning ourselves with stability. Specifically, its growth. The wealth, the access to it, making it grow. All right? Key. We have the ability to lock and unlock these things. All right? You have a lot of strength attached to you, particularly in that sense of growth and or stability. You have a lot to offer. Use that particular key to better unlock your sense of self-worth, the true direction of this, where it was going and why. And you will better tune into what's your worth. Okay? Okay. We have the letter L. We have, several medallions. We have the medallion of Aquarius. We have the medallion of Taurus. And then Sagittarius. We have the owl, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Big insight, big wisdom. And we have the dragon, Aries, Leo, Sag, in that sense of kind of formidable, possibly angry energy here. Or it could be the one that guards the wealth, the pursuer of dreams and goals. Okay, kind of depends on how we use that energy. Gemini, honey, this one was rough, I know. But once more, it may not be yours. I hope it helped regardless. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Libra. Show me Libra, please. Show me Libra in their person. I wish you could see Cinnamon right now. That's why sometimes I call her Cinnabon. It's not just because her name is Cinnamon, but because when she sleeps, sometimes she curls up so tightly, she actually looks like a swirl, like a cinnamon swirl from a Cinnabon. So right now she looks like a little Cinnabon. If I could turn the camera around and show you, I would. It's so cute, but I don't want to wake her up. She's so cute. Oh my God, I can't. What's going on? Show me Libra in their person. Show me Libra and their person. Show me Libra and their person. Let's do one more. Show me Libra and their person. Oh. Oh, good. Well, okay. Goodish. It's better. It's better. All right. Page of Swords, the High Priestess, the Lovers. What? Almost went duck, duck, goose. Like, okay. Hold on. Everybody hold on. Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Okay. In the overview, Six of Wands. Yeah, there's a sense of confidence here, triumph. Yeah. Something here, a sense of triumph. That's what I say. I got that. You have a kind of 180 here. And what that 180 involves, I don't know, but it's better than 360, I'll tell you that. You don't want to go back to where you began. No, that's no good. So if you're going to show me the passage of time over the devil, I want to see something better. So there's something here, bare minimum, you're showing me that you feel better about today than you did in the not day, but yesteryears. Not yesterday, yesteryears. Maybe yester weeks, yester months, yester seasons, but for some of you, we're talking yesteryears. So you're showing me triumph these days. You feel good about you. Six of Wands, you know? Maybe it's a little perky. Maybe it's a little bit, look at me, look at me. Okay. Well, I think you've earned it because somehow you did what I say to people all the time, and I say it flippantly because it's something that you would tell children. You turn that frown upside down, and that can take a whole process. That can take a while, but that's essentially what you did energetically. Energetically speak, I don't know how long this took you. I have no idea. You're just showing me the passage of time. Energetically, somehow you managed to turn your frown upside down. So something that used to make you feel weird, toxic, really just negative about you, something that you felt bound to, that you couldn't get rid of, that you couldn't figure out, that it was just attached to you like a bad feeling, a bad omen, a bad whatever. You're saying that you've done your work over time and that you feel Two of Cups a lot better about a situation than you once did. That you put a lot of work into it. You did a lot of healing. I don't know. I'm not clarifying, but to show me that you feel really, really bad about something, bound to it. I can't give it up. It's weirdly possessive of me, or I am of it. That's never going to change. It's always going to be like this. It's always going to be this weird feeling of intensity and or anger. Whatever it is. A little bit of time passed, and now you're saying, I feel a lot better about this now these days. Two of Cups. And you're saying, I know what it is now, or I feel I know what it is now. We're the same at the end of the day. Interesting. Page of Swords, the High Priestess, the Lovers, little guy, Page of Swords. And I always say this, pages can absolutely get things going, get things started, or they can do absolutely nothing. It depends on how much weight we put on them. That little guy, he's the most helpless of all the pages. Has way too much weight on him. The Lovers, the High Priestess, that's such a strong connection. So strong. And here's the thing, they could feel it intuitively if they allowed themselves that insight with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, I don't know what to do. That's why he's associated with spying, because he can't do anything else except observe. So let's take the word spy out of it and just say observe. That's where all that helplessness comes from. I am there's so much being put on me. At least spiritually and emotionally for this person, it feels like a bunch of weight that buckles them at the knee. This connection, it calls to me so strongly in ways I don't understand, that are not spoken, nor do they practically show up. And it's too much. It's too much. Christina, tell Libra I said that it's too much. Well, that's all I can do. That's all I can do. That is such a deep feeling. If I want to tune into this, it's unusual, it's different, it's so strong. I've never felt anything like this. It makes me feel like there's things left to know in this world that are unexpected and mysterious ways. Of course, that's so much. I'm in tune with the mysterious ways of this connection and how it hits me. That's you too. Mysterious ways. Anyway, then there's nothing I can do about it. Page of Swords. Over here, Knights of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords. There is some determination a little bit on both sides to generate some sort of activity. I don't know how long it's going to take, because if someone's convinced that they can't do anything, then they're going to believe it. So I don't know when, but there is a determination here, at least on one person's side, to start doing something with the energy. Something that suggests it can show up in the real world and mean it. I don't know how long it's going to take. The more this person resists feeling what they feel, I don't know. Theirs is immediate, yours is more contemplative over a long period of time. Do you see the difference? So I get that you are feeling yourself, and I love your jam right there. It took you a long time to feel better about this connection, and that you have summarized for yourself in your own way that, you know what? No matter how bad I feel about it, or if I ever felt about it, I understand now this person and I were the same. We're the same, with or without their confirmation, and with or without their participation. So that's some strong insights you had, and I actually am inclined to agree with you. I think you do two of you both very much feel the same. But if someone's energy is determined to remain small and non-committed to the thought or feeling, never mind the intuitive process to it, yeah, it's going to feel like all these intense feelings are coming from me and not them. That's the advantage of keeping yourself small. You're not really visible. Teacher doesn't really call on you, right, when you're down here like this? But you have this wealth of knowledge and feeling. But it's like, don't look at me in class, teacher. No. I don't have the answers. Yeah, they do. So I bet you opened up with that horrible feeling of, I'm the only one that's feeling this. Or it's just way too intense, or I'm taking it to a weird place. I like how you concluded for yourself, we're more or less the same. I know that now. You know that now emotionally. You know that now spiritually. They have a very hard time getting comfortable with the frequency. So that's why I don't think they seem to be more comfortable being a wallflower in this connection. Observing it, but not really allowing themselves to own how they're connected to it. So I bet you felt pretty weird for a long time. You ever been in a situation like that? So who is showing me determination to pull something in the real world, make it happen? I don't know. King of Swords shows demonstration of amplified knowledge, so it could still be this person with more time, but I'm not suggesting you wait. You will never hear those words come out my mouth. It could be you, because you're much more comfortable with understanding that we more or less feel the same way. They just never allow themselves to feel it or access it in a way that I understood that they understood. I don't know. It could be that you two are agreeing in some way to meet halfway. But there is some sort of real world reality showing up between the two of you. So, let's get some advice. Man, that person has a wealth of intuition and a very... They don't know, though. That's what kills me. They don't know how connected they are to it. But they like to watch it. And by that, I mean you. Okay? And by that, I mean you. But intuitively, they feel, there's that intuition again, the need to make something happen. I just don't think that Page of Swords is going to hold out much longer, I suppose. Depends on how connected they allow themselves to be to themselves and therefore this connection. It could be you. You already kind of concluded we're the same. I know that now. It wasn't just me feeling all weird and intense. They did too. You're absolutely right. Yeah. More than you know. I had that talk with somebody. More than you know. More than you know. Okay. Let's get some advice for you. Strength. Ace of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. There it is. Someone has to work through what's been avoided. And it takes strength of will to do this. It also takes strength of will to suppress. Strength works both ways. Tarot is a reflection of nature. If you can have one variation, you can better believe the other side of it's true. A, B, black, white, night, day. You can either have strength to continue to ignore what you should be working through, or you can use strength to finally work through what you've been avoiding. Okay? So this is obviously positive advice. Have strength to work through what has been avoided. That's on someone's side, and I don't necessarily think it's yours. You're showing me how you evolved quite a bit on this particular subject. You reasonably concluded, no, we both felt the same. You were right. You know? You have to have strength to work through what's being avoided. That's the advice. Okay. But I imagine work through what's being avoided on both sides. If you two are able to connect. Dog, loyalty, determination. Yeah, it's come from somebody. I saw it. The hearts on the sideways could be love, could be new love, could be renewed love. Hearts on the line. Is it not on the line? Yeah, that's an excellent question. To be or not to be. Moon is also on the sideways, representing cycles, change, the willingness to be open to the moon. We must remember the moon is in phases, much like what it is to be alive and to be human. We all go through phases, you know. Have the feelings changed? Have they been transformed? Are they better understood now? The cycle of the upcoming moon might be important for some of you, by the way. I wish I could get more. The only thing I saw was that determination. But it seems like love has gone through changes and or phases here, much as the moon does. There's a sense of chaser here. We don't want to chase. Ghosted, patience. If we were in the position of chasing, ghosted, a combination of those two things, it needed to stop anyway. You can't really chase what doesn't want to be caught. I mean, you can try. That's half the thrill for some people. They think it's adventurous until you realize how tired you are of chasing and running. And there's really no point in chasing if someone chooses to remain emotionally ghosted or disconnected from what they're experiencing. It's another form of ghosting. It's just not as obvious because it's not happening in the 3D. You cannot ghost what isn't there. They have such strong feeling. They kept it at Page of Swords. And ghosting themselves, first and foremost. So, of course, it put you in a position of chasing and feeling bad about it, didn't it? Patience, healing here. Absolutely. Yeah, the shadow side, the dark night, the moon. The reason they wanted you to chase, honey, is because of what they were feeling. But the thing is, you can't chase someone enough if they really don't want to stay in the moment with you. They're going to be tempted with that kind of feeling, that strong kind of connection. But you can't convince anyone to be where they don't want to be. If they're determined to run from what they feel, then this back and forth thing of, I feel something so strong, but I'm not in this place where I can explore it, they're always going to, there's no amount of texts or emails or anything you can convey to somebody your sincerity if they're not in a position to accept it, because they have to accept what's in themselves first. So I know that this person is very divinely connected to this. But it doesn't mean much if we keep running and someone's always in a position of chasing. And it just comes out to be this asshole dynamic that goes on and on and on. Yeah, of course you felt bad about it. You know. Anyway, the shadow side, we surrendered. We released our moon energy. We released the shadow side. We purged ourselves of that. And for some of you, by the way, Libra is your Saturn placement. Contracts, careers, commitments. Some of you decided to focus on your 3D world, your real world. Okay. But there's that sense of surrendering to the shadow side, the dark side, and understand what the heck was going on. and we focused on kind of the reality. Okay. All right. Oh, so many. We have the letter P, L, K, O. We have the big star, sign of Aquarius. And then for some of you, hopes, dreams, you have big visions attached to you. We have the bat in reverse. Someone's not tuning in correctly. I agree. We have the wreath, sign of gift-giving year, as we would call Christmas. Might have been important. And then also the wreath represents the world in this respect. You know, there is a cycle here. Where it's at in terms of being completed or being reopened, I could see where it could fall into the position of opening. Crab, sign of Cancer, absolutely, in the upright, being open. And spatula, for some of you, this is simply confirmation of your profession, your hobby, or simply like to cook, or perhaps you're cooking right now. I don't know. All right, Libra honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Taurus, please. Show me Taurus. And their person. Show me Taurus and their person, please. So nice today. Beautiful burst of sunlight. We've had some lovely, lovely cool weather. We're already getting our second summer back. So it was nice. And I'm seeing just how the leaves are falling right now. It's gorgeous. Oh, the fall is upon us. Eventually, the heat will stay down. It was nice. It was nice to have a little break. You and Libra kicked it off. Same card, same position. The Hermit, Knights of Cups. Good job. Good job, Taurus. Good job. You're actually showing me the process of how you recovered. But just FYI, in case you have Libra in your chart, check this out. I promise you I'll shuffle these many times in between take. Never mind what you see on camera. It's meant to be. It's meant to be is my point. However, for you, that's wonderful. Libra had their own particular conclusion, but you're actually showing me a process which is more active in present day, as opposed to, say, you know, just hopefully it worked out over time. You're like, oh no, I was an active participant. Thank you. That's good. That's good. That's good. Page of Pentacles, the Star, the Hanged Man. I don't know where they are, but they, you know, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hold on. Four of Wands, the Fool, Knight of Swords. Yeah. Overview, Judgment. Yeah, good job. Go, Taurus, go. Heck yeah. It's like, but Christina, it starts with the Devil. What are you talking about? Well, I mean, again, the whole thing is we work through these states. If we're in tune with it, if we figure it out, we work through it. And that's what I want for folks. Inevitably, we're all going to experience the Devil. It's what we do with it, what we learn from it, our lessons, our calling, you know, and you're like in that process right now. I'm listening to myself, Spirit, Christina. And that's a big thing right there. Do you have any idea how many people just ignore that and be like, I don't have a devil? What are you talking about? No, it's, you're like, I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to work through it. That is my job here with Judgment, to learn my lessons, to heed the call. I'm listening to myself. I'm tuning in. I'm dialing Taurus in. Okay? And you are, to your full credit. I love this. So the Devil. What that is for you, what it represents, I don't know. It could be anything from a certain level of intensity of your feeling that goes into a negative place, anger, the repetition of one's negative emotions, not being able to work through something, just getting angry or just feeling very poorly about something. It can represent a pattern, internal patterns, external patterns. It's all in there. It's all in there. The point is that you took the time to understand it. I'll know this because the Hermit's there. Now, that's my favorite for healing and tarot. Okay? It's based on wisdom and experience, having walked the path, not the absence of it. So in other words, having learned some things and having the kind of wisdom to hold up your lantern and look back on your path, you have literally done a job of understanding where this has come from. That intensity of feeling, what you've learned from it, specifically how it applies to you, how it doesn't apply to you, what you carry forward from this point, what you no longer will. So it's active. It's one of my favorites. It's great. It's beautiful. This took a minute. But you got there, baby. And the Knight of Cups right there towards the end. I see you opening up, but it's beautiful. It suggests vulnerability. It's some sort of emotional expression of the self. So again, the Knights are responsible for delivering our stuff outside of ourselves, be it a thought, action, feeling, belief, whatever. Sometimes I see them headed towards us, but that's your Knight being deployed outwards. And you're showing me a flow of emotion that's going somewhere, and it's beautiful. And it's like I said, it feels vulnerable, but it's also just right. It's hitting notes of just right. I like this. I love this for you. Good job. Good job listening to yourself. Good job identifying whatever that devil was to you, learning from it, and it allowed you to open up your heart space beautifully in some way that's sincere to you. Now, I don't know where they are. I don't. In terms of the physical location, I honestly don't know. Page of Pentacles, the Star, and the Hanged Man, all that's showing me for this person's energy is that they're currently working through something that's important to them. That's it. So I don't know where they are in approximation to you. I have not a clue. You would know best. But it seems to be they're working through something that suggests dream orientation, hopes, but they put a lot of thought and care into it with the Hanged Man. They learn something new every day, that kind of thing. They're willing to change perspective, gain insight on whatever is important to them. That's all they're showing me, but it's active with the Page of Pentacles. So I don't quite know where they are with it, but they have their own particular processes that says, I put a lot of thought into the stuff that's important to me, and I try to make things happen in accordance to my wishes or sense of navigation here with the Star. So this is that person who's a big dreamer, and they put a lot of thought into it. You seem to know that about them in some way. Okay, but again, where they are around you, I don't know, but let's talk about that. 4 Wands, the Fool, Knight of Swords. Yes, that is some action to be deployed. 4 Wands, some sort of relationship energy here, but it suggests the Fool. A freshness or lightness of being here. So a sense of new beginning, opening up towards this. Knight of Swords, taking action towards it. I have 2 knights here. This is technically shared. These 2 folks, in theory, then would be taking a chance under a risk on each other. And it looks beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful. That's all I see is the willingness to open up towards this under a mutual sense of try. But I like it. I do. I like it a lot. You showed me what you showed me. Again, what was gnawing at you back here with that double? You would know best. The point is that you work through it. So I love your energy for that. And the Taurus I'm looking at, you did a job of it too. Really good job. With the history with this, or if they're brand new, I don't know. You would know best. But I like how you're both meeting it with that sense of openness. Okay? And just a willingness to try Knight of Swords on both sides. I like it. I like it a lot. What happens after that? I don't know. Relationship is how 2 people define it. The point is I see 2 people willing to meet over that construct. So good job on both of you. All right. Libra is very different. Very. But both sides played into it. This one will seem to meet you in a shared space. We got to get them back down to planet Earth, though. They're so busy pursuing their dreams and goals. We had to get them back down on planet Earth to connect with you at halfway, because that's literally connecting halfway under a mutual agreement to try. But it's at the spiritual level. It feels good with the Fool. It feels good. All right. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice, please. Well, I think you need it. You've done most of it already. Let's get some advice, please. Two of Swords, 3 Cups, Ace of Cups, on the fence. Oh, on the fence about that very question. How do I bring that together? So, no, you'll figure it out. And I think what I'm seeing here is that expression there with that vulnerability, and as the emotional flow is going outwards towards you, I see it reflected here in the advice. The flow or the direction is correct. Everything else really is just a matter of allowing it to take place or working through the knot that is the mind here. 2 of Swords. I don't quite see how to bring this together yet. You're a clever Taurus. You'll figure it out. I just know, because I don't know where they are. We got a big thinker here, methodical, taking the time out, strong reflections, hopes, wishes, wants, desire, and a guidance system that's very much attached to this person that they give a lot of thought to. But I don't know where they are in reality. So that's either your Page of Pentacles being posed to them, or that's just where they're investing right now. I honestly don't know. But since the emotional advice here is exactly that, The willingness to open up and express oneself should generate the activity. But that's nothing but goodness right there. All right, that's nothing but goodness and a slight sense of celebratory effect right there. A little bit. The emotional coming together, yes, but there's a sense of celebration, just a touch of that. Perhaps that's around the mechanics of it. But it is from a good place in the heart. Okay. But yeah, there you go. Go with that particular feeling and it will fall into place. Okay? The details, Christina. You'll figure it out. You will figure it out. Go with what you feel. The flow is already there. You don't need to question that part. Oh, yes. Confusion, Neptune, for some of your Taurus, is your Neptune placement. Confusion, illusions, taking the rose-colored glasses off. Okay. Something there about how we were seeing things last winter for some of you. Remember to stay present and abundant in your gratitude. There's that sense of ghosted. So for some of you, it feels like you have been absent from what's been present in your life. We don't want to do that anymore. And we've had some very, okay. Has there been a lot of negative feelings since what you might have identified as last winter? It's been really hard for you to stay in a present sense of self and or gratitude. And that's where we had to work through some really conflicting, difficult, confusing emotions. Okay. And then we had to really manifest our sense of creation, our sense of self-worth, and how we love ourselves. We got better in tune with that, particularly setting our intentions. Very good. Manifest correctly, and you will receive correctly. Very good. It's quite a process you went through. Perhaps for some of you, it represents something that you've been working through since last Capricorn or even Virgo season. But you can say winter as well. Okay. Envelope unfolding. A surprise. Correspondence, of course. Well, somebody somewhere is getting an unexpected note and or letter. The unfolding, though, it's taking shape as we speak. Yeah? Okay. The bride's in reverse here. So here we have a couple things that says wife engagement. So here we have a female who is not tied down. It's in the reverse. Someone who is not engaged, someone who is not married, something like this. And then also we have in this deck, she represents the youth. Okay, so it could be we have someone who is not in their first flush of youth, as they say, someone who's not quite so young. There we go. But represents that feminine energy that's currently not claimed. Okay? And then we, that's it. That's interesting. Birds in the reverse, but the envelope's in the upright. So no little messages here yet. No little messages. But the implication of the envelope says larger communication. So no small messages here. Keeping silent for the time being. Interesting. Interesting. No small news. No small news. Careful delivery. It's different than messages, which is very quick, fast. Nothing like that. Something that's a little bit more detailed and carries more weight, I suppose. Okay. Let's go ahead and throw down a couple of these. Calling in your soulmate and letting your friends help you. Okay. That just caught my eye. Knight of Cups, which is on your bottom line. Open, remaining open, trying to remain open, but in the right way. The flow of it specifically. Finding the words, finding the expression. It's not easy for you, honey, but when you do it well. All right? We have the letter B, P, T. We have the medallion of Aquarius as well as Libra in the reverse. The keywords here being friendly as well as charming. And we have that zombie. That zombie isn't... Something about that is there, isn't it? The drudgery of negative feeling, carrying it with us all day, every day. Part of it was illusion. Part of it is confrontational in nature. Yeah, I can see that you definitely went through a period of not feeling like you knew yourself or that you were in tune with yourself. Okay. I don't know how long it took you to get out of that, but it was more than a season. All right. The point is where you are or you're about to be, and it's beautiful. And I congratulate you for it. Okay. You'll be all right, Taurus, honey. You will. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Virgo, please. Oh, what's up? Show me Virgo and their person. What is going on? What's up? Show me Virgo, please. One more. Show me Virgo. All right. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, as I explained so carefully in that intro. You reverse those energies as you see fit. Seven of Swords. Three of Pentacles, the Sun. Nine of Cups. The Four of Pentacles and the Empress. Shared, the Hierophant, the Five of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. Overviews, the Knight of Wands. You're showing me an energy surge, and you're showing me a willingness to be happy, to be optimistic, to be open, and, you know, to show more passion and just feeling good about you and how you're expressing yourself these days. It's just, there's something here you don't want to put work into, and you're not being completely honest with yourself around why. Now, this is where I like to point out to folks, when I see stuff like this, it's not an accusation, it's not a judgment. I read what's here, not what isn't. So, Seven of Swords, Three of Pentacles, it's like saying I could put work into this, but I don't want to. You know. It's like you're convinced here with the Sun, or you're not convinced that putting work into something will make you happy. Okay, so it's very earthian, right? That's very earthbound energy. I'm not really sure that my time, energy, and effort is going to be appreciated here, so I don't know if I should put myself into it. I'm not necessarily convinced that whatever this is will bring me joy or happiness, right? There's a lack of conviction around this. I don't know about that. And Three of Pentacles, we'll call it friendship for now, because it just tends to confuse people less, but really it's a starting structure to try to cooperate here. Let's get along here. Let's agree to build the same thing at the same time, but we put in an equal amount of effort, nothing too much, nothing too little. That way we understand if we're building on the same page. That's why we call it friendship or cooperation. Putting something of ourselves into it. But you're like, I just don't know it's going to make me happy, so I don't know that I should. Okay. It's kind of like that. So it's like you're saying, well, the energy for me might be feeling good. I don't know that necessarily I want to put myself into that, though. Okay. Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles, the Empress. I have someone here around you next to you saying, well, you know, I'm just holding on, though. Now, this is someone who is claiming to have a certain level of status in your life. Okay. I don't know if they represent empowerment. You would know them better. But bare minimum, this is someone of importance, what you might call a VIP. And you have given them this status. You have identified them as someone of importance or quality in your life. They have say, you know. So whether or not they're empowered, I don't know. But you're also saying they're kind of important. But I don't know if I want to put myself into their idea or this idea that they have to cooperate, to be contributive. Okay. Four of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and they're like, well, you know, it makes me happy to hold on to this and put something of myself into it. So they're saying they're showing up because they want to, you know. So like I'm doing my part. And they say that they feel good about doing that. Okay. So while it's not much, it's something. And Three of Pentacles for you, that's not much. But you're saying, I don't know if I can put myself into it and really mean it. So that's something to think about. The Hierophant, Five of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. There is a stronger sense for autonomy here on somebody's side. There seems to be some sort of commitment, and it does not have to be a commitment with a spouse. It could be, I'm talking commitment here, and that you are connected to someone of importance. So there is that sense of commitment there, be it marriage or not. But there's a sense of, I am spiritually obligated to this. However, someone here struggles for more autonomy or freedom of the self, more self-expression. To feel more independent, to feel more secure of the self, and that's where the tension's lying. There's something about this that you don't want to put too much of yourself into it, the way that someone else expects you to. And they expect it because, from their point of view, them putting themselves into this, whatever that is, would make them happy. And they know that about themselves. So it's almost like they would expect you to feel the same. And you're like, no, that's not my experience at all. In fact, I'm leaning away from it, but you're not catching on to that, right? And I don't know how open you're being towards this. I just know that it's causing a lot of tension. Because there's a sense of, I'm here and I'm standing up for it, but I also want to stand up for myself too. And this is where the tension is born. Between our sense of needing to give to this, okay, because it's expected of us in some way, and then also, frankly, not wanting to. And I see you struggling to find a compromise with yourself about what you can give to this and mean it, but also trying to honor yourself more and act as in your own behalf and your own best interest, or be your own agent. Okay. So perhaps having a realistic conversation with this person about what it is you're really not wanting to give yourself to. That it doesn't, you don't stand up for this any less, but it doesn't mean the same to you as it does to them. You know? Because I don't see you exiting it. I don't see you worlding it. I'm just saying you're fighting for more space for the self. There's something here you don't want to give so much of your time, energy, and effort to. And they're not picking up on that. Okay? They're not picking up on it. It's like, you know that thing you like to do or you want me to put myself into? I know you feel good about it and you do your part, but I don't necessarily want to step into that same arena. And I'm not trying to upset you, but that's the thing that gives you joy. It doesn't necessarily give me joy. So while I'm still here for this, I would really like to do my own particular thing, whatever that is. Okay? All right, let's get some advice, please. I think once we kind of make this a little more clear, okay, they can better manage their expectations, and you will have less of that sense of obligation to participate in something that you don't want to, okay? Because there is some suggestion of cooperative element. And what that is, I don't know. You know, they want to go to the game on Saturday, and you kind of don't. Let's say you want to go check out a new band, but you guys have always gone to the game every Saturday, whenever it's season for whatever your particular activity is. Okay? And you're like, I know that's what we've always done because it's what makes you happy, and you expect me to participate, but maybe one Saturday we could go to my favorite show, my favorite concert, my favorite whatever. See what I'm saying? I'm trying to put it in a way that people understand it more on the 3D level. So it's like that. You know, it could be something as simple as, I know you feel good about checking in every 10 minutes or so. I would like to do less of that. Something like that. Something where cooperation is being asked. Okay? And it's somebody's cup of tea, but it's not necessarily yours. All right. Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, the Chariot. Yeah, I think move forward on one's real offer and intent. You don't have to keep it secret anymore. If that's what you want to do, then move forward in that particular direction with confidence, whatever that is to you. Okay, but there's something here you feel the need to keep to yourself. You can't reveal it. Oh, on the contrary. No. You can move forward with what it is that you've been feeling and or desiring, because there's something here that does speak to you that you would like to give yourself to, that you would like to put yourself on the pathway for. You know, you feel like you have to keep it to yourself, or they're not going to want to do it, or they're not going to want to do the same thing as I do. They're not going to want to go for the same opportunities I want to. Okay, this is where we need to take that out of the Moon and move forward on our intentions. Make them a little more known, yes? All right. It's kind of like saying, if I put that forward, they're not going to go for it. Well, let's try it first before we shoot it down, you know? It's like, just because it's not what they would want to do doesn't mean it's not important to you. So I say put it out there and see how they respond, you know? We're not always going to get other people's approval. That's true. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't have to go along with everything the other person likes to do because you know it would make them happy. You have your side to consider as well. The seeds of spring, something that you was wanting to kick off last spring, but we had a fear about opening up towards it. Oh, see, so some of you know exactly what this is. It's not, again, it's very specific here, so it's either yours or it's not. There's something here we've been wanting to open up towards since last spring, but we've had so much fear and anxiety of bringing it up that it won't be taken seriously, or it'll be shot down or dismissed. Or again, let's not assume with the moon that it's just going to appeal to you. You know, let's not assume that we're going to be rejected. Let's open up about it. You know? I understand we want a little more autonomy, but there's a sense that only I would go for it, or we don't know that yet. Okay? Now would be the time. Now would be the time. Yeah, keeping something in you for a couple of seasons like that, you know, no, that's no good, honey. Let's pull it forward into now, shall we? Okay. For those of you who are in or on the precipice of autumn, like we are here in the Northern Hemisphere, now's a good time. Okay. Or maybe that's the thing, that's you want to do this on your own and you're afraid you're not going to get support. I got it. Same. It's still keys in reverse. We can lock or unlock this. Okay? Yeah, you want to nurse. This is something you want to do for yourself. I get that. So open up about it. You know? Even if you're correct, let's say they do shoot it down because they still want to do their thing. And they say that's where the energy counts. No, it still counts to you. Okay? So if this is something you want to do on your own, then nourish yourself. All right, Scarab, transformation. You can do it yourself. The anchor, you know, it can either represent stuckness or stability, depending on how you look at it. You have the anchor here. Drop anchor. Or reel it back in. Commit to what it is you want to do, or pull up anchor from where you've been because it's not what you want to do. We have that sense of zombie energy here, doing the same thing over and over again and feeling stuck because the cat's in reverse. We're not listening to ourselves. Once more, guys, it's not an accusation or judgment. I read what's here, not what isn't. The crescent moon, the next crescent moon might be interesting. The gecko, Aries, Leo, Sag. For some of you, might be seeing confirmation of a gecko relatively soon. And then we have the letter S. Okay, Virgo, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn and their person. Show me Capricorn and their person. What's going on? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. Besides explaining that intro, reverse the energies as you see fit. Oh, yeah. Oh, Five of Swords. Oh, honey. Oh, good. You're clearing it up. Ace of Swords. I know it's an unhappy truth, but it's better than Five of Swords. Am I right? We'll get back to that. All right. Excuse me. Page of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. The King of Swords. Okay, very good. Page of Wands. Four of Swords. And the Three of Swords. Yeah, I understand. I got it. Overview, Queen of Cups. My. You might be in your feels right now, and I don't blame you. And that's because you're learning uncomfortable things, but also your heart's in a good place where it's trying to be. With the Queen of Cups there in your overview. So you have a beautiful heart, and I'm going to go ahead and take a guess. Some of you have heard the word sensitive in your life, and you absolutely hate it. Just knowing your sign and your powers and things like that. I bet you absolutely. But, you know, like all things in nature, there are pros and cons, and there are beautiful things about having a sensitive heart space like that, and there are cons to it as well. There's both sides, all right? But you're working through something difficult, but you are indeed actively working through it, so I know that doesn't look great. I understand. Five of Swords, Ace of Swords, you're clearing this up, though. You're trying to really get away from self-sabotaging thoughts. Okay, so there seems to be a mental activity for some of you. Some of you have a tendency a little too much to ruminate on negative thinking, which of course in and of itself is a form of self-sabotage, and then it goes around and around like this. So we have the Ace of Swords trying to interfere. You need one singular master thought to kind of cut those out. You need to find that one thing your mind can go back to again and again and say, this is the truth. This is the truth. Okay? So you're working through it. Whatever those thoughts are that hold you back, okay, that make you doubt yourself a little too much, that make you second guess yourself a little too much, the times you set yourself up for failure but you don't see it till well after the fact, all that crap, you're working through it now, you're making progress. And here's the thing, you don't like your progress report with the 4 cups, you don't like it. But that tells me you're getting into a place of acceptance, okay? It's not going to feel good. It's not, why would it? You're like, this is what, really? Capricorn, this is what we did? We did that? We said that? This is how I shot myself in the foot? This is how I talked myself out of this, that, and the other? Did I really say that one time at 3 a.m. to what's-his-face? Well, I had a couple of drinks, that's true. But it was still true. You see what I'm saying? It's the kind of we need to cut through that. So you're not going to be happy with that progress report, but indeed it is progress. It's progress. All right? You're showing me you're upset by some of the things you're learning, but it's active, honey, and you can't take that away from yourself. No one can take that away from you. So congratulate yourself, okay, for doing the work a lot of people won't or refuse to. And you're doing a thorough job of it. To your credit, you're doing the thorough exam of what holds you back up here. So you're going to be over the moon about it? No, because there's a lot of 4 cups in there. It's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. This is either you're reading at this point or it's not. See how simple it is? I read what's here. And like I said, you could have showed me, I ain't trying to look at that at all. I don't want to make progress. I have no self-sabotaging tendencies. Okay. That never flies well. Okay. So I'm actually kind of glad that you're a little bit more in your feels these days. Okay? I want you to love yourself a little more because you're going to discover things that are frankly going to piss you off. That's okay. That's part of the learning process. And that same level of emotional reflection is what's going to help keep us from doing it again. Okay? So remember that. Over here, I don't quite know who this is to you, but Page of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, King of Swords. All I have here is someone who has a kind of determination to keep steadfast on the foundation. This is their investment day in, day out. I see a lot of decisions attached to this person, a lot of get it done kind of energy. That's it. That's all I really see. But they seem to be invested in the foundation and by extent you. So this is someone who could be anyone who meets the category of is informative, stays present, practices abundance and making decisions, having a determined will, strength of mind. This could be a helping character in your life. You could know exactly who I'm talking about, but they do seem to lend support to you in some way, in some realistic, feasible way. They recognize a crossover environment between you and them, and that they have an interest in you in terms of some sort of investment. In other words, it could be a helping function. Someone who means well, someone who lends their experience here. You know, this is someone who we could check in with regularly, who hopefully has a good influence on us. I don't really know what the relationship is to you. I just know that they're solid as heck. They're solid as heck, and they're there. And they have an active investment in you. Page of Wands, 4 Swords, 3 Swords. In fact, opening up to this character has helped us in many ways. Okay, so just the willingness to open up, even if a little bit to whomever this is, has actually helped heal us in many ways. Okay, 4 Swords, 3 Swords. So I don't know who this is to you, but it looks like they're a solid healing figure, even if it's not romantic, or let's say they're not personable, such as a family member. This is someone who, when you bounce your energy off them, they help you reflect. Okay? And they help ease some of the heartache that you experience sometimes. Okay? It's in here, so like I said, you are making progress. I want you to continue to reveal your truth, first and foremost to you, and then whomever it is you bounce this off of, because clearly it's a good influence. All right? And it puts you in a heart space in a good place. It's almost like you're being understood. So it's not just you beating yourself up mentally. You're telling me that you feel like you're understood in some way by whichever this is. All right, let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. It's a beautiful thing to be understood. And something tells me Whatever this is tells you, you know, you're not the first person to go through this. And I feel like they point things out. And it gives you a sense of relief, too. It's like, oh, I'm not all in my head all the time. I'm not the only one who does this. No, you're not. You're not. So it looks like a positive, firm, but perhaps not like a figure in your life who would be more identified along the sides of a spouse or romantic. It feels different. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. Seven of Cups, the Moon. Yeah, lots of folks been getting the Moon these rounds. The Hierophant. It's been hard. It's been hard to commit to this particular journey. For some of you, it means really delving into the depths of the unknown, and it's been so hard to keep yourself open towards this. But I agree with you. This process of internal measures about what we do, why we do it. And it's, like I said, that's a progress report that's going to piss you off a little bit, but that's good. That means the more you learn, the less likely you are to repeat in the Five of Swords, which is what we want at the end of the day. So don't lose sight of your progress. Okay? You know, if you're going to think of it in terms of a grade, if all you can think about is that your grade is 70% and it makes you mad, because that's average, right? And Capricorn might start with a C, but you're not down with average. You're like, that should be an A. Okay. What would your progress report prior to that have looked like? 40% pass? Or 60% fail? Progress is progress. Relax, Chief. Stay committed to being open to the unknown. You're learning a lot, I promise. Excuse me. How long this process will take, I don't know. So let's not rush it. All right? But I am glad that you're showing me you feel happier for being understood. All right. Self-love, yes. Creation and set your intentions. Absolutely. Love yourself more. All right. Until death do us part, contracts, careers, commitment. For some of you, simply Capricorn is a Saturn placement. Oh, so meaning. Ace of Cups, distance, retreat, timeout, surrendering, purging, forming structure, solid foundation. Some of you have taken active distance or steps from love energy, Ace of Cups specifically, in love or being renewed in love, any of that. We kind of released this energy quite a bit to get back in touch with what matters, and we're trying to restructure around that. So it's not really the emphasis here about love or being in love. We've kind of distanced ourselves from this. It has more to do with releasing or purging or surrendering to what we do know exists. And we want to make something solid out of that. I just feel like you're undergoing restructuring efforts, really. We open ourselves up to change like this. We really start to kind of change how we perceive ourselves, and thus our own personal sense of foundation, what makes us us. And you're less likely to take these things with you, the Five of Swords. Okay. Shark is in reverse. No survival in this. No sense of power rushes. Nothing like that. Not being eaten alive. Take your time with this. Okay? Dolphins, playfulness, cooperation, opening up a little bit more. That's right. That's better. Turtle, take your time, take your time, take your time. You see that? We're sharks in reverse here. This is not about survival or power plays or being pursued to death. No, we want to open up, but take your time with it. Okay? All water elements. Okay, very good. Okay, excuse me, absolutely no letters today. We have the lotus flower, okay? For some of you, lotus is a symbol for some reason, but unfolding, beautifully unfolding into symmetry that perhaps you cannot see yet, but it's happening. And then we have one of your medallions, the big dollar bill. Confirmation of your earth sign energy, and that you've perhaps always put emphasis on stability. Cinnamon, she just graced us with her presence, and she's breathing. She must have been chasing something, probably a squirrel. Her enemy. Known enemy number one. Camel, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and then also the conservation of one's emotions. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I think you experienced emotional withdrawal, but it was a sense of self-preservation. It was tired of being emotionally, feeling like you're being eaten alive. But when you started to sort through your thoughts, and I believe in reflection or help with someone else, you started to feel safe over here. Okay. You started to feel a little safe, a little more loving of yourself, but you're still keeping your emotions to yourself. You're just sorting through something. You're working through something. Okay, and then we have the medallion of Libra in the reverse, the key word here being charming. And then we have the snowflake sign of winter, some of you Scorpio. And then again, that transformative state. Okay, Cappy honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Scorpio. Show me Scorpio in that person, please. Show me Scorpio in their person. Show me Scorpio, please. Very good. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. But as I so carefully explained in that intro, reverse the energies as you see fit. The High Priestess. Two of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands. Okay. The Hierophant. The Five of Pentacles. Ace of... That's funny because you're both more or less wondering the same thing at the same darn time. That's interesting. I'll get back to that. Ace of Swords. Queen of Wands and the Three. Yeah, like I said, you're both thinking about the same darn thing at the same darn time. I swear to goodness, the thing is, you're both showing me a kind of certain level of self-awareness that says, well, this is what I'm into, but I don't know if they would be. It's so interesting because it's right there. The Queen of Cups, that's you, honey. That's you, right there. Capricorn had that same card, same opening position, and I promise you there's been many a shuffle between yours and Capricorn, so it's meant to be. But just in case you have any Cap in your chart, perhaps check theirs out. Very different, very different. But nevertheless, they could be related. Anyway, that's up to you. Queen of Cups, you're in your feels. Okay, appropriately so. Your intuition is open, and you are receiving a flood of intuitive feeling. It's coming from a very soft heart space in you. There's something here that you feel very strongly attached to. Imagine that. I just told a Scorpio, there's something here you're very strongly attached to. I didn't know if you knew that. It's from the heart, by the way. So anyway, in other news, the tarot, the sky remains blue. Sorry, I'm having a laugh between me and me. Once more, I'm not laughing at you. This is my own particular process. I have moments. Okay, I just have moments. Anyway, we could all do with a laugh now and then. Now, Queen of Cups, you know, beautiful, soft, sensitive, unlike Capricorn, you know, we're not very averse to the word. We just kind of have to accept it. But there's that sense of, you know, softness, open, your natural state of grace energy. And boom, right away with the High Priestess, you're all up in your feels. And intuitively, you are trying to work through a Two of Pentacles, specifically the mechanics of what does this mean. But you want to feel your way around it. You are trying to find a solution. You know what's so funny? The person attached to you is doing the same darn thing. I just don't think either one of you is aware of it yet. Okay, but intuitively you're trying to find the Two of Pentacles here. I need a solution, but it's not passive, it's active. You would like to work through something with somebody. You would. You're trying to feel your way around it. They're trying to spiritually feel their way around it, you know. And the Knight of Wands, yeah, your energy rises. It's like, this feels good. Something here between the two of you is agreed upon, and it feels good. That's all you're showing me. You rise towards it. You're showing me hope. You're showing me optimism. You're like, I'm showing up because I want to be here. It feels good. Okay? You're like, I was feeling my way around this one too. And they're like, yeah, me too. The Hierophant, the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. There's some breakage there. It's acknowledged by this person. You're showing me some discord as well. There's a solution here that resides between the two of you. The thing is, back here on the opening, I don't know that you two are aware that you're both trying to work through a solution at the same time. That's why it's funny to me, because these are very high-level spiritual essence cards. You're trying to intuitively find a way around it. They are spiritually trying to find a way around a breakage, or how to work through it, I should better say, because that's still technically work, even if it's broken. You're showing me, I don't know what to put into this either, but they're like Ace of Pentacles. So something drops in that respect of, here's what I got. So they went and tallied things out. Okay. And they came back with an Ace of Pentacles. So bringing something forward in the interest of repairs, I don't know, making this thing work, whatever this is. I don't know if it's financial. They're showing me heavy earthbound energy, okay? But it does suggest, bare minimum, sincere offer, okay? Whatever that is to them. And you're showing me, I'm interested in solidifying this and stop juggling this, and I'd like to feel better about it. And I feel, you even told me, I feel there's a solution in here somewhere. It's just, I don't quite know what it is. And they're like, well, it's funny you mention that, because I did some work here. And this is what I came up with. And I like it. I do. I like it. I'm not making fun of it, because you're literally both thinking and contemplating and feeling your way around the same fucking subject until somebody introduces a solution. Let's talk about that. What is it, Christina? Well, you know what it is. Don't act like you don't. I mean, it's like they... I'm sorry, it's a bit cheeky, but it's also true. I mean, Ace of Swords, the Queen of Wands, Three of Cups. I read what's here, not what isn't. The simple truth is you both want to connect because it feels right. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, the response to this is warm. It's celebratory. So whatever's in that Ace of Pentacles, it does well by the both of you. I mean, when I tell you, you two, I almost want to call you two knuckleheads. The both of you spiritually and intuitively contemplate this on your own time, the very same issue, and therefore a very similar solution. It's just somebody beats you to the punchline and actually puts it forward, but you rise to it and you say yes. And again, tarot doesn't dictate choice, you do. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I'm sorry, tarot doesn't dictate action, but you get what I'm saying. I'm seeing a Scorpio who is saying yes, because it's literally on both of your minds. So whatever that is in nature, it's coming on through. You're just showing me that you would like to put some resolve in whatever the situation is with another person, but you don't know how to go about it, and that's what you've been trying to intuitively feel your way around. I just think that they beat you to it, that's all. So that's lovely. I like it. Isn't it funny when two people share a wavelength like that and they have no idea until somebody is like, you know what, you know what, that's been on my mind too. Or I was wanting to do something or say, it's something like that. But it's literally in both your spirits and on both your minds, more or less at the same time. Let's get some oracles, please. Well, I like it. I like it because it's legit, it's real, and there's an authentic sense of will or gesture or sincerity behind it. But how it actually connects is that this feels good for you and I, and we've both been thinking about it. So it's constructive, as well as feeling good, which is wonderful. Cycles, change, complete. Our cycle's complete. The change is complete. Change is taking effect as we speak. Something is closing. Something's opening. I'm thinking it as an opening position. There was a lot of cycle. Okay. 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 We have a summer. We're just now exiting our summer energy. For some of you, that means you are just entering it, depending on where you are in the world. A sense of celebration. I saw that here. There's a sense of chaser. Here's the thing. It's one thing to celebrate. It's another thing to chase. Don't chase. Okay. There's something about that being complete. Particularly that thought or that cycle is complete. We no longer we no longer chase. Okay. We no longer chase unnecessary connectivity. It's not meant to be celebrated. That cycle's complete. So if this connects again, it needs to be for reasons that are not having to do with chase, but everything having to do with one's sense of self-worth and understanding that abundance is a thing to be offered, and it's a measure of self-worth. But we do not chase. We do not chase our worth. We attract our worth, yes? The funny thing is that you two are essentially attracting each other. And so that means in some way you both mirror back to each other a sense of worth or worthiness in each other. Otherwise, I don't see that common connective point. But there's something here about a critical cycle being closed out, perhaps last summer or the summer before, about understanding that we can't use celebration as a form to chase somebody. We have to really mean it to want it to be correct. Two people need to stand still, and in order to not chase, they'd have to want to both be there at the same time. But it is a measure against one's self-worth and understanding that abundance is near. Beautiful. Okay. How interesting. But that's so interesting. So long as the celebration's correct and that you're both connecting to it for the same reasons, it'll be okay. Just so long as neither one of you is in the position of chasing. It needs to be an authentic sense of gesture here. Okay? That means don't rise to it or agree to it unless you know you want to. Okay? Okay. Cat is in reverse. Yeah, there's no reason to be jealous or gossipy. There's nothing like that. No sense of jealousy. No, nothing like that. No envy. Nothing like that. No. 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 The crown. The one who wears the crown. Success, pride. It's on the sideways. I think you both could, to be honest with you. Success, pride within reach. The crown. The eyes on the sideways. No need to feel envious or a sense to protect oneself. Just have an open eye. Something's either exceedingly clear or it's not. And always measure against your own sense of self-worth and don't accept anything less. And that would go for this person as well. Okay? As far as I can tell, you two believe you're worth each other, to be honest with you. I don't care really what the common cause for the connection is, just so long as it's done under the same understanding that it's of benefit to you both for the right reasons. No chasing here. Nothing like that. Because it's correct. Okay? I don't know. Let's pull something from this. Wedding. Oh, yeah. Free yourself. Romantic feelings. Keep an open mind. Your person's different from you. We're talking age, race, ethnicity, background, culture. Some of you, someone here, has freed themselves from some sort of contract. Either you've experienced this or the other person has. Don't quite know. But someone's just now at that point where they want to open up to their more romantic feelings. Because here it is again. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. After something here, it seems, has shut down. Now, I ain't got that kind of time for that background today, but I can't say that it's not here. This person's different from us in many, many ways, but very similar where it counts. Okay? So let's keep in mind, there is an essence here of someone having freed themselves. And we're at that point, or the juncture here, where someone's starting to open up. So let's keep an open mind. Your soulmate is going to be different from you, usual type and or expectations. Okay? All right. Well, how about that? We have the letter V. Okay. And then we have the big star, the sign of Aquarius, of course, but also that sense, of course, the star. Dreams, desires, wishes, wants, and how we guide ourselves or navigate by our particular star. We have the dragon on the up front, Aries, Leo, Sag, and then also that sense of empowerment or overshadowing. I don't see it that way. I don't see it as being dominant. I'm saying it as fire forward. Okay, very claiming, very directional about one star, I believe. The medallion of Libra, some of you have some very strong Libra in your chart, could be connecting to one. We have the medallion of Pisces in reverse. Everybody's getting this. But the key word here being intuitive. Yes, I saw that for you straight away. Zombie in reverse. No longer feeling kind of dead inside for somebody. No longer feeling disconnected. No longer feeling disoriented. Somebody's made a lot of progress on moving forward and getting out of a stuck state. Okay? All right, Scorpio honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Pisces. Show me Pisces and their person. Show me Pisces and their person. One more. Let's see Pisces, please. Very good. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. Does that explain that intro? Reverse the energies as you see fit. What's up? The Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Okay. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the Two of Wands. We'll get back to that. Judgment. Knight of Swords, Justice. I kind of agree. Somebody somewhere had to do something. Overview. Yeah, I know. You felt the same way. The High Priest is there. You're really trying to listen to yourself as you should. Of course, your superpowers out and open. Fantastic. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords. You are determined to address something that's not the easiest, but you've kind of pulled yourself aside and said, Pisces, we're going to leave anger and or passion out of it. Don't get me wrong. You are passionate about this subject, but you're saying, I'm going to withdraw that element and just focus on the facts. Okay. So you're saying, I know what I know, and I feel what I feel. And we're going to leave passion, anger, frustration, optimism, hope, joy, a personal sense of, now again, for whatever we see in tarot, the opposite's also true. So the Knight of Wands can be fire energy that's out of control. So that's where we get things like anger comes into play. Right now, you're showing me you're just trying not to let any sense of enthusiasm run away from you. We're going to keep that in check, okay? That includes the negative emotions too. So you're passionate about a subject here, and you're saying that's what I need to show the least, and we're going to focus on what we know and what we intuitively feel. It doesn't look like someone's up for the same discussion, which is unfortunate, but we all get to choose our level of participation and also the absence of it. So good on you for addressing a topic head on. It is overdue. I agree with you. But there's no guarantee that the other person will participate. All you can do is represent yourself to the best of your abilities. I see you wanting to address something and not putting too much energy into it emotionally. You just intuitively feel you should get it going. Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Two of Wands. It's funny because someone's replying to you, but they're not giving you the full length of their thoughts either. The full benefit of your thoughts, or their thoughts, I should say, or their feelings. There's just some stuff I need to not say. There's some stuff I just need to edit. And that's unfortunate because this is really both of your times to shine, really, about the truth. Any sort of truths here that's not going to run between you two. That's largely been unaddressed. Some stuff that's been in play for a long time. Seven of Pentacles, which means we should be comfortable with it, not feel the need to deny it. Right? And it's a long-standing issue, lack of productivity, a sense of stagnation, things aren't growing, but we don't want to talk about it, and that's not going to help. But yet, nevertheless, someone's trying to return the line of conversation, but with multiple edit points in their conversation, you understand? You ever been in a situation where you're in conversation and they're technically talking to you, but they're not telling you anything that is relevant to the conversation? Okay? So they're there. They're talking, but there's whole portions that they're not divulging, and that's the first thing that needs to be addressed, and that sucks because that's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. Address the stuff that needs to be addressed and not make it personal, or try not to make it personal. So you're doing all the right things, but honey, we can't guarantee other people's side of things. Someone here has a judgment call about taking action to balance the situation. So you've done your part. to try to balance the equation, and now it's the other person's turn and their time. I know that's easier said than done, but it's really not on us to control other people. We can't. We just can't. We can't make someone speak when they don't want to speak. We can't make someone think when they don't want to think, and we most certainly can't make people feel when they don't want to feel. So just rest assured, you did your side of judgment here. Okay, you spoke up, you're trying to take action, and you're trying to leave your emotional self out of it. Again, not trying to take it personally. Don't get me wrong, you still feel what you feel and you're in touch with that, but you're approaching it from, I'm safe. We're supposed to have something safe between us. We've known each other a long time, whatever that is, 7 of Pentacles. We should be able to talk about these things, and I agree with you. You have my whole support on that, but you already did your side of judgment. The other side's on them, if they ever choose to really address what's going on, if at all. That's not on you. That's the ball's out of your court, okay? You made the serve. Whether or not it'll be returned to you, I don't know. But rest assured, on your side of things, you did your part to balance the situation. There is active communication, so I'm hoping what I'm saying here is a warm-up. You know, it's not a full dismissal. Like they're never going to tell you the truth. Hopefully what I'm saying here is a warm-up. It's not an active lie, but it's not a full disclosure of this person's thoughts. So hopefully all I'm saying here is a little more time to kind of get them to a space where they feel comfortable delivering the nuts and bolts of whatever the heck is going on between you two. So it's not a forever thing. It just seems to be what's going on for now. Hopefully they will reveal more of their true thoughts and feelings over whatever time they need. I'm not advising that you wait, but I'm also saying what else can you do? Okay. You can continue to act and think and deliver in your best interest until this person warms up a little bit more to actively discussing what's up. See, I know. There's that sense here of trying to discover the truth, and they are talking to you. Hopefully, you will be getting the full extent of their thoughts soon. Okay? I know. But you seem to know that a little bit more waiting is involved. Let's get some advice, please, for Pisces. Let's get some advice, please. Strength, Ace of Pentacles, and the Magician. That's all you can do. That's really all you can do, is continue to express your own best interests in terms of, this is what I'm doing, and I stand by that. I'm using strength to work through this, and I'm summoning the best outcome or situation for this. Not exactly trying to impose your will, but also understanding what your part is and that you're going to live up to it to the best of your ability. And that's it. Just all you can do. You've already kind of feel this for yourself as well. It's like, I've done my part, and I will continue to show strength to this and work through it and manifest best intentions. Okay? Like I said, may it be returned to you. Okay? May it be returned. But good on you for addressing this. I like what you did. I agree. Let's try not to make it personal. There's something about this. You were trying to make the process as easy as possible for this person. And perhaps it was confrontational. I just feel like this person needs a lot of warm-up before they feel comfortable with their more private thoughts. Okay? Everybody's different. There's something about your energy that suggests you knew that. Okay? I think you're right. I think you're right. Okay? I do. I think you're right. You do get a response. It's just not fully fleshed out, not right away. Okay. Manifest, slow and steady. You'll see more progress for some of you by winter. Yeah, there it is. There you go. That's for some of you, yeah. It might take a while for this person to really open up. I don't know why, but you would know best. You showed me a careful approach for a reason, honey. You did. Dazed and confused. Fall. The feedback at first is going to be confusing because you're getting conversation, but it's not fully exposed conversation yet. Slow and steady. Continue to manifest best interest. And like I said, for some of you, you'll get more progress by winter. All right? Okay. Dolphins, playfulness, cooperation. I'm leaning towards the word cooperation here. That's what we're hoping for. Cats on the sideways. You know, let's not be fearful of jealousy and or gossip. Let's not lean into that. Let's lean away from it. Okay. Coin, luck, money. There's a sense of security, trying to anchor, trying to stabilize, or trying to give good time, energy, and effort to this. Okay? But it's real, it's tangible, and it can be spent. All right? Let's see here. We have the letter I and E. We have the medallion of Virgo. We have the, good Lord, the stingray. It glides along the bottom of the floor, the ocean floor. Okay, well, up to such a degree, of course. But the idea is that it's emotionally present, but it stays hidden until it feels more safe. Okay? But it can float beautifully when it feels safe. There's something about that. This person needs time to warm up to feel safe to express their thoughts or feelings. I think you know this. We have the cloud here. There's also a silver lining in all this. The octopus, the great unknown, the depths, but the willingness to go into the ocean for that reason. The octopus in the upright is a powerful creature. It's a willingness to put yourself in the ocean and trust that nothing too scary is going to happen. But there's so much about it that's unknown because, you know, it's the ocean. So we're trusting the process here. We have a big heart for this one. Okay? Big heart, big feeling. The star, big star in reverse. Okay? It seems like not right away we're going to get this idea of hope. Okay? At first. At first. Okay? For some of you, by the way, you might have strong Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to one. All right, Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Cancer. Show me Cancer in their person, please. Show me Cancer. What's going on? Show me Cancer, please. One more. Oh, what's going on? Some of you feel really good about manifesting these days? Well, I hope so. What is up? We're going to start with your side of the board, but like I explained in that intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. What's up? The Lovers, Three of Wands, the Hanged Man. Look, I'm going to give you this right now. I'm not being mean to you. I'm not knocking on you. You got to know what's worth waiting for. Okay? You got to know what's worth waiting for. And you're saying this might be it. Oh, yes. Well, no. Eight of Pentacles. The Star, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, all right. Six of Wands, the Hermit, Knights of Cups. Okay. Overview, Knight of Pentacles. You might be right, babe. You might be right. You might be right. If you have any Taurus in your chart, perhaps I want to say check theirs out from the last in-depth, the last in-depth, the 3-month review. There's that sense of they turned out to be very right, more than they had known. You have a similar thing going on. Is it the exact same? No. It's just a very similar vibe. But just FYI, in case you got Taurus in your chart. So Lovers, Three of Wands, the Hanged Man. Once more. Okay? Once more about waiting. Waiting is a choice. You need to know that you're doing it. It has a lot of cons attached to it. But it also represents the best of human nature, which is hope. Again, tarot reflects nature. For anything that has a pro, there is a con. For any black, there is a white. For any rose, there is a thorn. So on and so forth. So waiting, if it's based on the premise of hope that is beautiful and correct, then you could well be right. However, if we're waiting unconsciously or someone asked us to, that can often have dire results. So if you're waiting and you know you are, and you've thought about it, and you said, I've gone to the drawing board on this one a couple times, Christina, and I've had a real talk with myself about where my hope lies and what my expectations are. I've concluded or calculated this. This could be worth waiting for. I'm going to agree with you because it's coming from a correct place. I want you to be right. I want you to have this. I do. It's going to take a minute with the Knight of Pentacles. It's going to take a minute. The Lovers, the Three of Wands, the Hanged Man. You've given this a lot of thought, my friend. A lot of thought. I can't argue with it. I really can't. Not at face value, because it means something to you. However, if in future you start to question that, then you need to question it as well. So listen to that version of Cancer if you find that's different 6 months from now, a year from now. Do the mechanics still apply? So just be open-minded to that as well. Okay? Now, but for now, your energy's like, hey, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how slow it is. That's the direction I'm headed in. Cool. Eight of Pentacles, the Star, Ace of Wands. I don't know where they are, but they was similar to someone else's person that I saw. I was like, they're doing awesome things. They're working through something big and beautiful, and they throw themselves into it meticulously, methodically, and they are all about that right now. So where it is next door to you, I have not a clue. You're like, I don't time and space they're irrelevant to me. Irrelevant. I know it's worth waiting for, and this one's it. This is the bee's knees, okay? This is my favorite cheese. This is my... I'm a food person. I take it to a food place. But you're like, it's worth it. But they're showing me I'm working, and I love it. Bam. Boom. You know, they are working through dreams. They're working through goals, and they're so psyched up for it. The Ace of Wands. It doesn't point at you, but that's not a poor reflection of you either, because you're clearly either at a distance from this person, or for some reason you've pulled yourself aside and said, Cancer, we got to wait for this connection, whatever that means to you. I don't quite know, but I also can't say you're wrong. There you go. Hi, my name's Christina. If you're new to the channel, I often point things out and piss people off. In which case, it's not your reading. Don't worry about it. You can either identify with it or you can't. And if you can't, then you're forcing it to fit, and then you get yourself upset. And when I see beautifully positive readings like this, I still don't want you to force it to fit. You either self-identify as this or you don't. That's it. End of story. So I don't mean that they're not pointing at you, they don't care about you, they don't love you. I'm saying whatever they're doing is their world right now. And the Cancer I'm looking at, you know this. You know this. They're all about whatever they're building right now. They're literally, that's the definition of making my dreams come true. They're turned on, they're inspired for whatever that is. That's a lot of beautiful focus and work and determination. You know that about this person. It's not a mystery to you. You know. Six of Wands, the Hermit, the Knight of Cups. There it is. You both have a shared value at some point of feeling good about opening up and expressing via healing. You both share it, but you share it in a way that suggests you know what it is to you, and they would know what it is to them too. I just don't know when. When does the waiting for you stop? When does the healing between you and this person begin? When does the Knight of Cups get to flow openly? Okay, that sense of vulnerability and emotional expression for the both of you, not just one person, the both of you. When do you both get to feel good about this? We're still technically in Virgo season at this point. Is it now? I don't know. When's the time right for you? When do you get to heal with this? When do you get to throw your love all over it? I don't know. I would love to know. I really don't. We got some power energy here today, of course. The star's at the center of the reading. For some of you, it might mark the time of Aquarius. I don't know. Let's see if we can get a clue here. Because you're like, I don't care how far away they go. I don't care where they go. I don't care what they're doing. That connection is time. It is mine in a matter of time. But you're not forcing it. You've given it a lot of perspective, and you're saying that's the one, and that's the one worth waiting for. I believe you, actually. I do. Maybe you're saying this is the space they need right now because they're clearly focused on whatever this is. It's quite magnificent. But what's between you two is beautiful. It's a wealth of respect and contemplation and reflection and emotional give and take, and frankly just feeling good about each other, to be honest. All right, let's get some oracles. It's yet to be, though. It's yet to be. Life-changing decision. It seems to be. Lots of perspective here. Life-changing decisions, contracts, careers, commitments. Some of you Cancer as your Saturn placement. Don't worry about that. I just like to point it out because it's there. New perspective on a life-changing decision. Did you just recently decide that this is your person? No matter how, what is it? No matter how long it takes. Oh God, I just had a wisp of it. No matter how long it takes. We've just gained insight. This is our life-changing decision. Contracts, careers, commitments. I see that tied to this person for sure. No problem. That makes perfect sense. Wish fulfillment, activation of wish fulfillment. Being open to receive one's wish fulfillment. You really want to receive this. You really want to be open towards it specifically. This is how I love myself. I know this. I need to reach towards it. I know, but when, honey? Is the decision for you that hot off the press? Am I saying the kind of emotional, spiritual commitment to this like now? Is that how fresh this is for you? That would explain a couple of things. The arrival, why it took so long. We had to give this a darn good think. Opening up to receiving this information powerfully. That would explain it if you just recently, I don't just mean decided it up here, I mean decided it here. That's the spiritual self. And in here, the emotional self. Yeah. That is easy by comparison. The mind can change itself at a whim. This is different. This suggests a lot of spiritual and emotional contemplation on the subject. Did you just recently become consolidated towards this? There was a hot and cold before that, the back and forth. I swear to goodness, I feel like you guys are punking me right now. Until then, we were back and forth on the subject until very, very, very recently. So that's why I'm not seeing a plan of action yet. Or anything like that. You just now came to this conclusion. That's why it looks so fresh. Inspiring, invigorating at the same time. But until that we weren't certain, that's my list. Until then we were not certain. It was hot and cold up until very, very, very recently. Oh my. Well, that's lovely. That is absolutely lovely. Huh. That explains why we feel so good about it now. So it's a matter of time before that Knight of Cups flows, eh? What's going on? Yes, this one was very specific. It's either yours or it's not. Shark is on the sideways. Oh, when to pursue. When to pursue. Okay, good question. Justice, documents, scales, could be Libra season. That would explain it, especially if we just came to this conclusion that this is correct for us. That's a heavy hint for some of you Libra season, which we will be in any day, I will point out. Okay, that's what I'm saying, the turtle's in reverse. We always felt the need and prior to go slow to protect ourselves. Now it's in the reverse. It's like we know what we know now. We can kind of move more freely for that reason. It's scared. I don't know why I pulled a fourth. I was just I just did that nourishment, but the key word here being transformative. Yes, indeed. I feel like this could nourish you, but also transform you. It would stand to reason. So many. Okay, we have the letter C, T, Y, D, and M. We have, I guess I was supposed to say it, transformation. I was going to say Scorpio, and I was like, I don't need to say Scorpio, but just, I guess in case, Scorpio's medallion. The key word here being passionate. Yes, feeling very passionate about this. You, them, both of you. Perhaps they're a very passionate person. Perhaps you are. And having our chakra in alignment. It's kind of like the universe's way of saying getting your shit together is when the chakras in alignment. I mean, for you, for the Cancer I'm looking at, for all intents and purposes, you are in alignment. That's why I can't argue with it. Okay? My job is to point out when things are in alignment and when they're not. When people contradict themselves and therefore with each other, it shows. When somebody's in alignment, it shows. See how easy that is? I mean, you know what you know. You feel what you feel. And it seems like all those sectors for you are lined up correctly. So you showed me no lie other than what led up to it and not being certain. My list was kicking in really hard for your reading today. Granted, I'm over 3 hours at this point, so it's going to kick in eventually. But, yeah, there you go. Very interesting, Cancer. Very interesting. I hope it helped you. More to the point. There's something about what this person's doing. It's going to be your inroad. That'll be your inroad, I believe. Okay. Like I said, I hope this helped. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.